So here we are, British Masters Qualifier. It's been a long time. It's the first British ACU British Championship that we've had for, well, over a year. The last time we had one was right here at Dig Dog Lane for the British Masters in 2019. It's been a very long time for British Championship racing. Now the scene is set. Behind me you can see the circuit. It's an interesting circuit. When we were here before in 2019, the circuit was quite hard and it was quite slick. It's very different today. There's been rain in the week, the track's quite spongy. They have rolled it, it's very smooth at the moment, but many people are predicting that's not going to stay smooth for very long. It's going to be pretty rough, it's going to be tough, it's going to be a real test of attrition today. We've got two blinding lineups to try and get into the Masters. Basically the top 12 500cc solos and the top 10,000cc sidecars from today after the four heats will go through to that British Masters on the 12th of September at Swingfield. It's where they all want to be. For the solos, it's the gateway to European Grasstrack. For the sidecars, of course, the British Masters is absolutely everything for these boys. So who's going to be competing? Well, we're going to catch up with a few in a minute. Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards in the sidecars probably start as one of the favourites. They've won this event twice before. We've got lots of other riders though that are snapping at their heels. One crew that a lot of people are talking about at the moment is Thomas and Dylan Newton. The Cornish lads, grandsons of Chris Tyrrell of course, they've brought their machine today, their Aprilia that they've actually built themselves that they're hoping to ride, but they've also got their standard machine as well that they have been riding on. The results have been coming in for this crew. We're really looking forward to seeing how they do. This really is going to be their first test to see if they can get into the Masters. We've also got Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson in that class that are going very well this year, obviously reunited for 2021. A very fast crew, plenty of Masters experience. They'll want to be there again for this year, but it's very difficult to look past the old master himself, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. 2 times British Masters champion. He's very quick, as we know. He's already been riding several times this year and looked as quick as he's ever done, and he might be one of the favourites too. But you just never know with this meeting, particularly in the sidecars. You never know where the competition's going to come from. The beauty of this meeting is you've got lots of top riders and you've got those club riders that have just been knocking on the door. And this is often the time where we first see those riders establish themselves. In the solos, plenty of interest in there too. Jake Mulford, youngster from up in Norwich. He's been going very well both on the speedway and the grass track. He's been snapping at the heels of the likes of James Shanes. He's one to look forward to seeing today at this track. And also Charlie Powell, who won this event in 2019. He won it after deposing of Tony Atkin right in the last race, in fact. He'll want to win that again because he's been going very well all year. And it's local to him as well. An interesting one to keep an eye on is Ryan Kinsley. Now Ryan is a speedway rider really, but he rode yesterday at Gosmek. He rode at Gosmek a couple of years ago and got enough grading points from one meeting to get himself here today. So he's had very little experience on the grass, but he's a very quick speedway rider. So we're looking forward to seeing how Ryan goes. Added to that, we've got a couple of experienced riders. Mitch Godden comes back to the solos, of course. He's wanted to ride the 3 wheels, but he can't get out in Europe. That's where he does his 3-wheel racing. So he's back on 2 wheels, racing here today. And this could be the track that suits Mitchell. It's grippy, it's tough. He's got his twin shock. It could be the one today. Rodney McDonald, similarly, another rider that's not really ridden in the 500 solos for a long time. The Australian comes here. He only lives up the road. He'll be full of confidence, having ridden his upright well at Frittenden. Jason Prynne, talking of the uprights, he's another rider who's been going well in the upright class. He comes to the 500 mainstream class today. Let's see how Jason goes. The Cornishman is a very talented grass track rider. So you can see we've got lots and lots of talent on display here. It's going to be a brilliant meeting. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen. There's a little bit of rain forecast as well, so that'll be thrown into the mix as well. Can't wait to see what happens. I think what we need to do now is get into the pits and get some thoughts of some of these riders. First people that we found there, we've come straight to the people that have won this 2 times before, Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards. So you've won it before, obviously looking forward to today and maybe the 3rd time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, good day's racing.
Now is it, we always ask this at this meeting, is it about trying to qualify or is it about trying to win it?
Bit of both really. I mean any racer that goes to a meeting goes to win it. That's the secret in itself. But no, ultimately today's about the qualification.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously you've qualified for the Masters several times before, but things have never quite gone your way on the day.
No. The last one we entered, which was here, I think, we had a new engine put in and the engine didn't work out at all. So we've reverted back to one of our older engines, similar setup, and hopefully this year will be a better Masters for us. Yeah,
hopefully. And obviously you've ridden at Bantasia already this year, and really good day there. You were absolutely flying.
Yeah, no, it was an awesome day there. Unfortunately, Wayne couldn't make it on that occasion, but yeah, no, what testing we did do on the engine and the chassis worked really well.
Yeah, and obviously Wayne, like Tom said, you weren't at Bantasia, but pleased to see him in the results, as pleased as you can be, and feeling fit enough there. Obviously, you had a long old layoff.
Yeah, I think so, mate. But it's been a long time, so hopefully after the first practice or first race, I'll be all right.
Yeah, good stuff. And obviously, top 10 go straight into the Masters, and there's plenty of people here. It's quite an open field today, Tom. I mean, it's hard to know where the competition's coming from.
It is, I'll be honest with you, it's so widespread. I think there's probably about 8 bikes here, in my opinion, that could actually win this thing today. So it's going to be a good day.
Brilliant, yeah, brilliant stuff. Well, Tom Costa, Wayne Rickles, best of luck. Obviously, it could be a hat trick today.
Fingers crossed.
Hope so.
Right, something unique to 1000cc sidecar racing now. We've got the husband and wife crew, Andrew and Michelle Minard. It's their first British Masters Qualifier. They've been going really well in 2021, really catching some eyes on the track. So really pleased with how things are going, Andrew.
Yeah, we are, yeah. Really pleased, and as I say, it's a pleasure to be riding against the riders we are. So yeah, over the moon of being here.
Yeah,
so.
well, I mean, you're here on merit. You racked up the points, the national gradients points to get here, and you're doing the same again this year. So you're here on merit. I mean, it's not like it's a credit or anything.
Yeah, probably more luck than merit, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think so. I think that the form you've shown. I think that you've been making some really good starts. And is there anything you've changed really this year? Because you're clearly getting out the gates better.
Not really. It's just, well, Michelle may be in a different position. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, now she's holding on. We can go a little bit faster though, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, Michelle, it must be, you've been making good starts and outgating some of the top riders. It must be, and you had a good old shunt at Frittenden as well, so you've been, must be enjoying it.
It's really good. I mean, to gate as well as we have gated, it's just been fantastic, really. And like you say, don't know what we're doing anything different or not. I think our confidence in each other has really grown, because obviously it's a big thing for Andrew having me on the back. And I'm really confident with his capabilities, and I think it's just the trust between us, and I think that's what's changed.
Yeah, it's a completely unique situation. It's something I could never bring myself to do, Andrew. But
She won't give me 5 minutes peace. That's why she's on the back.
I don't know if that's the way to go about it, to be honest. I'm not sure you got it right, but yeah, I mean, like Michelle said, it must be a strange sort of thing. Probably not now, but when you first started having the wife on the back, must have been a little bit.
Yeah. It's took a bit to getting used to, but yeah.
But now you're away.
Yeah.
Now you're away. So realistically, what you're hoping for today? You sound like you're playing yourselves down.
6.
Yeah.
On everyone, hopefully.
No way. We never know, because you're making the starts and the track's going to sort of dig up a little bit, we think. So
yeah, the only trouble what we're finding is you have a bend at each straight.
Yeah, they are a pain, I suppose. Yeah. Well, good luck. It's great, obviously, to be commentating on you and seeing you getting better and better. So, yeah, congratulations on qualifying, and
thank
you never know.
We're going to have a great day, whatever happens. So, thank you very much.
Just being here, so that's the main thing.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Cheers.
Really stepped up in 2021. They've had some good results already this year. Number 76 is Simon Beanie.
So we talked about them in the build-up. Thomas and Dylan Newton, all the way up from Cornwall. Here they are. 2 bikes stood next to us, but you must be really pleased, Thomas, with how the start of the season's gone.
Yeah, it's been it's become a fruition for us. We've spent a couple years working hard trying to get the fuel injection sorted, and getting the results out of it now is very nice to see. It's
obviously, we know that you rode the old and new for a long time, and then it was almost like you were sort of a ready-made sidecar crew then as you came up into it.
Yeah, I think it's a really good class for youngsters to begin with. It's not the most exciting, but you get your track craft and you just learn how to, try and set the bike up ready for the thousands, because if you do come into a good bit of kit like we have done with the Ducker, you still have to know what adjustments do what to make it go at different tracks, because yes, it's very fast, but if you haven't got it set up right, you can be a bit dangerous for other people out there, and that's not what it's about, is it? So yeah, the old and new class really helped us, work out what changes what, and enable us to get the most out of the bikes and be safe and quick.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. I mean, you're not out of shape, you're nice and tidy, and obviously this man next to you, your brother, is doing half the job well. And Dylan, you obviously started your season on the back of Tom Cossa, so that was a nice experience, but it's been going well ever since.
Yeah, it was going to kind of knock the cobwebs off for me, really. But yeah, no, it was good. Yeah.
I know that the setup of the bike is obviously Thomas is into, but you're well into it as well. You love thinking about how you're going to build the thing and how you're going to change bits. And
yeah, definitely the wiring and all the mapping is definitely Thomas. I kind of just give him money to buy parts and lean right. It's about as far as my expertise goes.
Yeah, well, it's obviously more than I know, so don't worry about it too much. But 2 bikes, as I said, obviously you've got the Ducker, which you've been, it is a Ducker, isn't it? I'm right there.
That's correct, yeah.
So you've been using that one this year, but the Aprilia is sort of built in the garage. It's your baby, really.
Yeah, as I was coming of age for the 1,000 sidecar class, didn't really have the money to go out and get something like this. I was still a student at the time, so I thought I'll give it a go designing one myself. So I came up with the base geometry and took it to our fabricator, Mike Roseby, who then brought it to life really on a computer-aided design system. And we got sponsorship for the metal, which was fantastic. Mike came on as a sponsor to put it all together. So it, in all honesty, didn't really cost too much because of the people involved, and I can't thank them enough. Like I say, it's part of learning how the bike actually works. Building one yourself, you learn a lot, so it's very good.
Yeah.
And I hope to see it have as much of an impact as it did at Roach today. That'd be lovely.
Yeah, because that's where you rode. Obviously, it didn't end so well, and we won't really talk about that. But up until then, you were pleased that went, but it's very limited on track time.
Yeah, exactly that. It's here today because we can. It's a big meeting, and we just want to cover all bases. It will be going out in practice to get a feel for it all again, as we've made some changes from last time. We'll see how it goes. If it stays wet, we might end up on it. We never know.
Well, we obviously lots of people are talking about you both at the moment, and that can be either a good thing or a bad thing, really. I don't know how you're viewing that.
I don't know. I'm quite quiet myself, so praise is fantastic, and I like to get on with people. So if it's good, then it's brilliant. But I would have preferred it to come into the field maybe a bit quieter today and just see how we go. But no, support is brilliant, and that's what it's all about. Grasstrack is a family sport, so I just want to get on with people, have some fun, and some good close racing.
Good stuff. Well, boys, good luck for today. Obviously, being from near Cornwall myself, I'm hoping for a big Cornish victory today, but obviously qualification must be the most important thing for you.
Yeah, exactly that. We've come here today just to make the top 10. Anything better is brilliant, but Deej and I are just going to do 4 laps as quick as we can and see where that leaves us with everybody else.
Cracking. Well, good day and enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, Bob.
Wearing my old Kevlars, which is a little bit of a strange feeling for me.
So we've just been over with Thomas and Dylan Newton talking about 2 young Cornish riders, somebody that's been around for a bit longer, Joe Sturtridge and his passenger Sean Hoskin. Been riding for a long time, Joe, but it's fair to say 2021's a bit of a sort of coming out party for you at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you put it down to?
Bike and passenger.
Yeah.
That's the only 2 things I can put it down to.
And obviously Sean rode for several years with Steve Palmer down in our centre, in the Cornwall Centre, but obviously doing the job for you now and pleased with how things are going.
Yes, definitely. I tried to get him for about 2 years. I kept pestering him until he finally come on. So.
Yeah, and it's obviously the bike. What can you tell us about the bike? Because it's obviously something a bit different. You've always been a steerman for years, but something a bit different.
Obviously, it's a Ducker with a crossplane. The crossplane motor is brilliant. Ducker frame's brilliant. It's different to ride to the steer, which I'm still finding little bits what is different, but it's definitely going the right way. So.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, you had good rides at Bantasia, good rides at Frittenden, and then Tallington went well as well. Yeah. So a great start to the season. Sean, you've obviously come back into the sport after being pestered, as Joe said, and must be loving it.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, nice to be back. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, especially being on the side of Joe. New bike, it's nice.
And did you ever see that a comeback was on the cards? I mean, you rode with Steve and...
No, I thought my days were up and hanged it all up, but no, it's good to be back, and I miss it.
Yeah. And one thing that we sort of talk about down our neck of the woods a lot is the travelling, and there is an awful lot of travelling, isn't there, Joe? I mean, it's a commitment.
Yeah, definitely. Tallington, I got in at 2:30, up at 5:30 for work. So, yeah. I did think, why didn't I book the day off? But That's part of it, isn't it?
It is nowadays, unfortunately, it is. But you know, we've got a couple of meetings down our way, and you'll be looking forward to those for sure. But thoughts for today? Thinking about getting in that final, or is it all about getting into the Masters?
Not going to make any predictions. As long as I make the Masters, that's all I'm going to...
Liar, you said you make the podium.
Yeah.
Podium. Team boss says he's going to make the podium. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, good luck for today. Obviously, it's been going really well for you. So carry on doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you.
So it's like we've stepped back in time. It's been a long time since we've done this. Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. Here we are at the Masters Qualifier. It's like 2003 all over again.
Yeah, it's a proper time warp.
It is. It really is. But obviously, all jokes aside, Matt, you must be delighted with how things have started.
Yeah, the old boy's done good. After 11-year break, we thought we was going to have to break him in gently, but in proper Fumarola style, we just did him good and hard first meeting, and we didn't hold back, and it's like he's never been away, so we're really, really chuffed.
Yeah, really pleased, and obviously lots of people watching the police. And Andy, you've obviously really enjoyed the comeback. You've been very sort of philosophical on Facebook, and it must be absolutely buzzing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's 10, 11 years older, wiser. You appreciate it, and it is really good to be back. Dropping back into the team, it's like I've never been away. The vibe of the team's really good. The machinery is like next level now. It's like it's just a good bike. It feels good. It's nice to ride. It's just good to be part of the team again.
That is one of the things I was going to sort of say, without any disrespect. I remember that we used to have a lot of jokes about sort of team shed when you two were together, and it was all done on a shoestring. But the kit's there now, Matt, and it's you've got decent gear, and the passengers back. It must be making a big difference.
Yeah. With the confidence just arriving at the track is a different level to how it's been in previous years, and we're just looking forward to get out on the bike and see what we can do. The conditions are different to what they were at the Masters, but we feel we can alter the bike to make it suit. So we're looking forward to it.
They are quite different, and obviously they've had the midweek rain, and it's looking like it's going to sort of chop up and be quite grippy. But that's not something that phases you.
No. We just have to ride it harder. So that's never been an issue for us. So we're looking forward to it, mate. Yeah.
Well, obviously, good luck for today. Everyone's firing up around us, and you still need to get dressed. So we better let you crack on with that. And have a good day, and we will see you later on.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
And we've got some very quick left-hand sidecars in this one. Number 193, Steve North Senior and Steve North Junior. Coming out of gate 1. Michael Phillips and Tim Phillips, number 98. Jim Penfold and Danny North, number 124. Number 128, Martin Cuff and Colin Clark. Great to see Martin and Colin back. Number 14, Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker. And on this outside gate, number 16, Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge. This support race for the left-hand sidecars, and it's Josh Penfold, number 16, who's made a brilliant start, and he leads into the first turn, followed by Jim Penfold and Danny Hill in that second place. So, out in front, Josh Penfold and Daniel Woodbridge, a perfect start for them, but they are being hounded by Jim Penfold, who will use all of his years of experience to try and get up the back of Josh Penfold, but Martin Cuff, number 128, looks very quick in that third place. He's already come round the outside of Jim Penfold in that second. Takes over the second place, he comes past us, and he will now chase after the early leaders, Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge. Problems for Tony Penfold at the back, but Martin Cuff, he's already putting Josh Penfold under pressure for that win, for that first place. Into this pit corner then. Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge, they'll need to try and keep it tight because Martin Cuff, he will find any gaps and get past. It's clear that Martin is much quicker in that second place, but he's got to find a way past. He's lining him up on his back straight, he's got underneath him, comes through straight, take the lead as he goes to this turn. So Martin Cuff and Colin Clark, not the best of starts, but they've now got themselves into that first place, and they start to establish themselves already in that first place. Martin Cuff, but it did sound like the team was misfiring to come past that. I'm not sure if it was the first place bike or the second place machine, but one of them sounds very sick. It certainly doesn't look like it's slowing Martin Cuff down. I think the problem must be with that second place outfit. So round the bend for the final time. It's going to be a win this time for number 128, Martin Cuff and Colin Clark. Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge second, Jim Penfold and Danny Hill third, Michael and Tim Phillips fourth, Steve North and Steve North Jr. in fifth, and Tony Penfold and Brian Barker, sixth place for them. So the results of race 1, sponsored by Will Penfold. It was a win for number 128, Martin Cuff and Colin Clark. Second place, number 16, Josh Penfold and Daniel Woodbridge. Third place, number 124, Jim Penfold and Danny Hill. Fourth place, number 98, Michael and Tim Phillips. Fifth place, number 193, Steve North and Steve North Jr. And sixth place, number 14, Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker. Winning time, 1 minute 48.53. 1 minute 48.53. Those numbers only, 128, 16, 124, 98, 193 and 14. 148.53. It's a long way round here at Dig Dog Lane, nearly 2 minutes race. So race 2, another left-hand sidecar race. Don't forget there's a change in gate number 2. We've got Darren Morris and Simon Tillman in that gate number 2, and Billy Penfold and Warren Atkinson will take their gate in gate number 1. Tommy Penfold, number 96, and William Naden. Tommy rode very well here at the British Masters support class in 2019. He actually had a different passenger on that day, but looked very quick. British champions Rob Heath and Kyle Fish out of gate 5, things should be giving them something to think about here. So away we go, and it is Rob Heath and Kyle Fish that make an electric start from gate 5 and lead into the turn, and they are chased by Tommy Penfold and William Naden in that second. So, as predicted, we've got these front two battling away in this race number 2. Alex Bowman and Mark Hopkins are in that third place, whilst the others squabble over 4th, 5th and 6th. But at the front, Rob Heath and Kyle Fish, he'll try and dictate the race from here. He'll try and stay on that inside line. He'll know that that cross-play machine of Tommy Penfold's behind him. He's
nice actually, horsepipe of Rob Heath going into that turn. This is going to be fascinating as the race progresses because Rob Heath is a little bit slower into the turns and Tommy Penfold is much quicker on that back straight as well. Charges into the pit corner, goes up the banking, but Rob Heath is just about quick enough on that inside. Tommy's now switched to the inside. He's switched to come up the inside of Rob Heath this time, but still there's no gaps available. Follows it closely into that turn then. Rob Heath and Carl Fish are going to need all their experience to keep Tommy Penfold at bay here. And once again, Tommy Penfold, he's much quicker on the back straight. He gets close going into that turn. He's much closer this time. Again, he's opted for that outside line. He's kept the power on, he's lost a bit of traction in the middle of the corner, he switches back up the inside. There's still no gaps available. It's a good ride by Rob Heath and Kyle Fish. He's going to have eyes in the back of his head to keep Tommy Penfold at bay. Down the back straight then, we know Tommy Penfold's quick, but I think Rob Heath's got a little bit away from him this time. He's got a little bit more breathing space, or has Tommy Penfold hung back to see if he can mount a challenge? He's round the outside again, but it's going to be a win for Rob Heath and Kyle Fish. Tommy Penfold and Will Naden in that second. Third place will be Alex Bauman and Mark Hopkins. Jay Sullivan in fourth. Darren Morris comes over the line in fifth, and Billy Penfold sixth. So race number 2, another great race in the left-hand sidecars, but it was a win for number 18, Rob Heath and Kyle Fish. Second place, number 96, Tommy Penfold and William Naden. Third place, number 7, Alex Bauman and Mark Hopkins. Fourth place, number 67, Jay Sullivan and Stephen Bickley. Fifth place, number 4, Darren Morris and Simon Tillman. And sixth place, number 125, Billy Penfold and Warren Atkinson. Winner's time, 1 minute 47.44, 1 minute 47.44. And we turn our attention to the 500 solos, sponsored by Tony Foreman. This is where it all begins. This is where the British Masters title for 2021 begins. And here we go with race 3. And number 20, Ryan Kinsley's made a good start on the outside. Daniel Winterton's taken into the turn, though Mitch Godden's come hard up the inside. And it's Mitch Godden that takes the lead in the middle of the corner. So a great ride by Mitch Godden into that first turn. He's followed by Daniel Winterton, who goes past him. Just doesn't quite get past him going up that back straight. So Mitchell Godden, number 9, out in front. Daniel Winterton in that second, but he's hard up the inside. He's got past Mitchell Godden again on the straight, but Mitch is a little bit quicker into the turn. Dave Mears is in that third place at the moment, so there's really experienced riders in that top 3. Perhaps this circuit is suitable for the more experienced rider, because Mitch Godden, Daniel Winterton and Dave Mears, all very experienced riders. Mitch Godden also one of the only riders on a swing shop machine as well. It's obviously suiting this type of surface. Dave Mears goes a little bit wide in that turn in that third place, and Andrew Whittaker is now coming round the outside of him. Dave Mears and Andrew Whittaker in that third and fourth. That looks where the racing is at the moment. But Mitch Godden, he's got this well and truly sewn up as he takes the last lap flag. Daniel Winterton, he looked like he was pressing hard earlier in the race, but he's let Mitch go. Andrew Whittaker's now in third, and he's now going to chase after Daniel Winterton. So around the pit corner for the last time, it's going to be a win for number 9, Mitchell Godden. He gets his campaign off to the fine start. Daniel Winterton second, Andrew Whittaker third, Dave Mears fourth, Gareth Hickmott fifth, Rodney McDonald sixth, Wayne Broadhurst seventh, and Ryan Kinsley in eighth. So the results of race number 3, it was a win for number 9, Mitch Godden. Second place, number 12, Daniel Winterton. Third place, number 7, Andrew Whittaker. Fourth place, number 19, Dave Mears. Fifth place, number 17, Gareth Hickmott. Sixth place, number 14, Rodney McDonald. Seventh place, number 158, Wayne Broadhurst. And eighth place, number 20, Ryan Kinsley. Mitch's winning time, 1 minute 30.69, 1 minute 30.69, and we're already off with race 4, sponsored by Stumpy Racing, and it's Rob Coleman that leads into the third. Luke Harris is now going to try and go round the outside of everybody. He's gone right round the outside, and he's now leading going down that back straight, so a great first turn from Luke Harris, but Bob Dolman's keeping him out there. He's not letting him come back up the inside. Luke Harris is going to have to go right round the outside. It's exactly what he's done. And number 2, Luke Harris now leads then. Bob Dolman in that second place. Not too much longer in the third. But Luke Harris just hasn't got enough speed now to get away from Bob Dolman, who settles in that second place. Mark Giles is the rider in that third place. So Luke Harris, number 2. Plenty of speedway experience. Loves this Grasstrack Qualifier. Only a young man still. But he's looking good in this one. Bob Dolman in that second. They're all starting to close up a little bit here because Luke Harris seems to be tiring a little bit in that first place. He's probably just doing about enough. But Bob Dolman and Mark Giles have definitely got a little bit closer to Luke Harris. And Bob Dolman's now got up the inside of Luke Harris. Luke Harris had this thrown up, but Bob Dolman's got much closer. There's a real stuff going on now for that third place because Adam Filmer's dived up the inside of Mark Giles. Luke Harris is going to have to do enough on this turn. I think he's just about got enough. It's going to be number 2, Luke Harris, that wins. Bob Dolman in second. Mark Giles finishes third. Fourth place to Adam Filmer. Fifth to Jamie Fenn-Smith. James Peters 6th. Stuart Mears 7th. And Nigel Coates 8th. So the results of race 4, sponsored by Stumpy Racing. It was a win for number 2, Luke Harris. Second place, number 16, Bob Dolman. Third place, number 26, Mark Giles. Fourth place, number 24, Adam Filmer. Fifth place, number 32, Jamie Fenn-Smith. Sixth place, number 45, James Peters. Seventh place, number 41, Stuart Mears. And eighth place, number 71, Nigel Coates. The winner's time, 1 minute 30.03. 1 minute 30.03, and we're away with race 5, sponsored by Dave's Commercials. And it is Charlie Powell leads the third. Charlie Powell leads Jake Mulford as they go into that turn. And there's somebody coming right round the outside there. I'm not sure who that is at the moment, but it is definitely Charlie Powell who leads. Jake Mulford in second. I think it's Scott Campos who's tucked into that third. They've gone very wide this time on that turn. Chad Workstad's taken Liam Ashcroft even wider and Scott Campos gets a huge hole up the inside to take that third place. Jake Mulford lives heavily in the turn. He's very grippy over on that side. Chad Workstad's now in third, but he's still battling away with Scott Campos over that third place. So then, Charlie Powell, number 92, he won the British Masters Qualifier in 2019. Jake Mulford chasing after him in that second place. It's very grippy coming off that turn. The battle still rages for that third because Chad Workstad still hasn't managed to establish himself in that third. He's still got Scott Campos causing him all sorts of trouble. So the last lap there for Charlie Powell. Jake Mulford, he looks like he's got a bit closer to Charlie Powell as the race has gone on, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to mount a challenge. And Chad Workstad now has got himself a little bit of space between himself and Scott Campos. So the checkered flag is made ready. It's going to be a win for number 92, Charlie Powell. Jake Mulford, number 72, found loads of grip up on the top of the hill. He comes second. Going to be close on the line still for this third. Chad Workstad just linked on with Scott Campos 4th, Liam Ashcroft 5th, Thomas Rowlett will finish 6th. So the results of race number 5, sponsored by Dave's Commercials. It was a win for number 92, Charlie Powell. Second place, number 72, Jake Mulford. Third place, number 69, Chad Wurtzfeld. Fourth place, number 178, Scott Campos. Fifth place, number 83, Liam Ashcroft. And sixth place, number 114, Thomas Rowlett. The winner's time, 1 minute 30.91. 1 minute 30.91. So, 3 very close together times. Just less than a second between those 3 times. No Jason Prynne in that race, unusually. Or no finish for Jason Prynne. And Stephen Green, of course, not coming out. So, we turn our attention to the 3-wheeled action, and it is right-hand sidecars race number 6, and we've got some of the favourites coming to the line in this one. 2 times British Masters champion Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders coming out of gate 4. Matthew Moreau and Andy Wilson, they so nearly won the Masters in the past. All the questions about to be answered. So away we go, and it is Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders who have made a brilliant start as they go into the first turn leading. Matthew Moreau and Andy Wilson in that second. There's no George Penfold in this race, so that's a shame to see that George Penfold. Jake Cutler are in that third place. Pete Shaw in fourth and Dan Berwick at fifth at the moment. So Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders, they lead. They will want to stamp their authority on this competition very early on. Make sure they're racking up the points. Make sure there's no nervous races later on in the day. At the moment, Matthew Moreau and Andy Wilson, no one to them. So the last lap flag is made ready, and it is going to be Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders that will see the last lap flag first as they come around here. They're drifting very wide on that turn. Frustrating for Matthew Moreau and Andy Wilson. That's second. Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. But they're very, very quick. Round the bend for the last time then. Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. They get their campaign off perfectly with this win. 15, Matthew Moreau and Andy Wilson second. Rob and Jake Cutler third. Pete Shaw and Steve Russell. And Dan Berwick and Mark Hopkins fifth. So the results of race number 6. The first right-hand sidecar, it was a win for 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. Second place, number 15, Matthew Moreau and Andy Wilson. Third place, number 98, Joe Mogg and Jake Cutler. Fourth place, number 375, Pete Shaw and Stephen Russell. And fifth place, number 68, Dan Berwick and Mark Hopkins. The winning time for Rob was 1 minute 22.06. 1 minute 22.06. Now, if you're confused why that's a lot quicker than the solos, the sidecars aren't covering quite as much ground as the solos. The solos are effectively doing 4 1/4 laps, and the sidecars are doing 3 3/4, so there's not quite as much mileage. But that is set to change in a moment, but more on that in a minute, because we've got race 7 coming to the line, and coming out of gate 1 we've got Thomas and Dylan Newton. Very exciting Cornish crew. Grandsons of Chris Tyrrell, who used to race in the 80s and 90s. Anthony Sales and Lewis Davis in that gate 2. They could surprise a lot of people here. They've been in very good form in 2019. Had a few bike problems so far this year, so haven't really been at their best, but you never know what could happen here at the qualifier. Jeff Measer and Ashley Williams are in that gate 3. Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards, twice winners of this competition. Simon Heel and Tom Smith looked very, very quick in practice. Number 16. And Clint Blondell, the Channel Islander, with his passenger Jordan Smith. They will come out of gate 6. So a really open class here. Really open field. Jeff Measer and Ashley Williams, they're putting a groove into the start because they're in gate 3, and George Penfold was due to come out of gate 3 in the first heat and obviously didn't, so there's no groove in the start. So Jeff Measer being allowed to put a groove in the start so that they all start on an even keel. Everybody's got a rut to jump out of now. So Jeff Measer and Ashley Williams, the last crew to come to the line for race number 7. It really is difficult to predict this one. So away we go, and Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards have jumped out the start, but it's Anthony Sales and Lewis Davis who find the drive, and they lead going up the straight, but Cosser and Rickards are back in front by the time they get into that turn. Clint Blundell's the outfit going round the outside, trying to get into that second place. Here as the the others scrap over the other places. Thomas Newton goes up the inside of Clint Blondell in this turn. They all come together on the exit of that turn. It's very close, so Simon Heal's the one that loses out there. But look at the speed of Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards, absolutely flying at the front here. They must be the outfit for that. They have now got Thomas and Dylan Newton all over the back of them. And Thomas has switched up the inside now to try and come up the inside of Anthony Sales, but he's quick enough off the turn, he's holding him at bay. Into the turn they go then. Thomas Newton, he's opted to go on the outside this time. He's gone past Anthony Sales. And Clint Blondell's trying to follow him out there. Trying to be careful with. He's seen what Thomas Newton did, he's going to try and do the same on Anthony Sales. He gets it crossed up coming out the turn, he's much quicker off the banking. And Anthony Sales has now gone back to 4th place. So, at the front, Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards. A brilliant win to get their day started. Anthony Sales 4th, Simon Heal in 5th, and Jeff Meader 6th. A tough heat there in race number 7, but you wouldn't think so looking at Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards. An excellent win for them. So, race 7, it was a win and a tapes to flag pretty much for number 29, Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards. 2nd place, number 69, Thomas and Dylan Newton. 3rd place, number 10, Clint Blondell and Jordan Smith. 4th place, number 778, Anthony Sales and Lewis Davies. 5th place, number 16, Simon Heal and Tom Smith. And 6th place there, number 151, Jeff Meader and Ashley Williams. And the winning time, 1 minute 20.56, 1 minute 20.56, so a second and a half quicker than Rob Wilson's time. A really quick race there by Tom Coster. He looked very impressive. There were some big names in that race that didn't score well. They've now got to try and recover from that race. So race 8, sponsored by Tony Foreman. The 3rd sidecar heat of this first leg. Neil Owen and Jason Farwell come to the line, having won at this circuit in the past. They were South Eastern Centre champions, I believe, at this circuit in 2018. Steph Blythe and Alistair Sutherland on that inside gate. Mick Stace and Carl Pugh, both British Masters champions in their own right, of course, as passengers. Tom Marvell and Bradley Atkinson out of gate 4. And Ian Lee Amies and Paul Phillips. They are on gate 5, which is effectively the outside gate in this one because there's nobody in gate 6. So just 5 starters in this one. So away we go with race number 8, and it is Tom Marvell and Bradley Atkinson who this time made an absolutely flying start, and they're followed into the turn by Ian Lee Amies and Paul Phillips. In that 2nd place with Mick Stace in 3rd. Neil Owens found himself at the back, so he's got 3rd working race. He's now going to try and go round Mick Stace. The battle's on at the front too between Tom Marvell and Ian Lee Amies. Neil Owens got round the outside of Mick Stace in that 3rd place. Ian Lee Amies looks very quick on the back straight as he comes up the back of Tom Marvell and Bradley Atkinson. So, Tom Marvell on this new outfit, he looks very quick, he's very wide off the turn, and they will come together as they go into this turn. It's going to get very close in this turn because Neil Owen's gone round the outside of Ian Lee Amies and he's now chasing Tom Marvell. So it all came to a head there, and now Neil Owen is all over the back of Tom Marvell going into this turn. He's once again opted for that outside line. Tom Marvell's turned the bike hard, he's picked up drive in the middle of the turn. From last to first, and he's now gapping the people in 2nd. Ian Lee Amies has gone into that 2nd, but Tom Marvell's come back at him. And now Ian Lee Amies goes up the inside of Tom Marvell, but Marvell's still very quick going into this turn. It's close for that 2nd place. Again, Tom Marvell tries to turn the bike hard. Tom Marvell is in 2nd, Ian Lee Amies 3rd, Mick Stace 4th, Steph Blythe 5th, and that is what it's all about. Neil Owen, he found himself at the back, had to work incredibly hard to get himself back to the front so he didn't drop points. Great win by number 12. So the results of race 8, outfit number 12, they came in 1st, Neil Owen and Jason Farwell. 2nd place, number 33, Tom Marvell and Bradley Atkinson.
Third place, number 183, Ian Leamies and Paul Phillips. Fourth place, number 18, Mick Stace and Carl Pugh. And fifth place, number 30, Steph Blythe and Alistair Sutherland. The winner's time, 1 minute 24.44. 1 minute 24.44. So considerably slower than Tom Cossa, but then he did have to fight his way through to the front. So that's what's expected, but a great ride by Neil Owen. Sure, he will be really buoyed by that performance as we move on to race number 9, which will complete the first leg rides. We got through that quickly. Trevor Heath and Sam Heath off gate 1 this time. Simon Beanie and Nicky Owen in gate 2. Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin, a crew that are in form at the moment. They're in gate 3. Billy Winterburn and Ryan Wharton in gate 4. Billy, of course, a former British Masters champion as a passenger. And Andrew and Michelle Minard, the husband and wife team, in gate 5. Nobody in gate 6. So the tapes go up and it's a fairly even start, but it is Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin who lead. Simon Beanie and Nicky Owen into that second place, with Billy Winterburn and Ryan Wharton in third. So Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin continue their good run of form by leading the Simon Beanie is in that second place with Billy Winterburn in third. Simon will stay on that inside line. They're going to need to find a way round him. Billy Winterburn, you can see he's going up the banking. Trevor Heath's giving him something to think about in that third place as well. So then, Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin in that first place. Simon Beanie holding him. Trevor Heath's now giving Billy Winterburn something to think about the inside. He's gone up the inside of Billy Winterburn, and now Billy will try and cut back up the inside of Trevor Heath. There's definitely 2 lines on this pit corner. Both of them being used. Trevor Heath's now gone roaring into that turn. He's lost his sidecar wheel mudguard and he's gone into that turn. And he's gone right down the outside of Simon Beanie. So he goes into second place. Simon's now in third. Billy Winterburn's in fourth. He would have seen what Trevor Heath did. He's going to try and emulate that up on this top turn. He's got the power on, but he's just run out of space, I think, he's got round there. The last lap flag is still out as Andrew and Michelle Minard come round, but it's going to be a win to start the day for Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin. Billy Winterburn does get through for that third. Simon Beanie fourth, and Andrew and Michelle Minard will finish fifth. So the results of race 9. It was a win for number 13, Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin. Second place, number 191, Trevor Heath and Sam Heath. Third place, number 94, Billy Winterburn and Ryan Wharton. Fourth place, number 76, Simon Beanie and Nicky Owen. And fifth place, number 19, Andrew and Michelle Minard. The winner's time, 1 minute 26.85. 1 minute 26.85. So, valuable points there for Joe Sturtridge. You can see that Trevor Heath has retrieved that sidecar wheel disc as he goes back to the start. So that completes the first leg rides, and we turn to the left-hand sidecars once again, race number 10. Now they will do less laps this time, the solos and the left-hand sidecars. They will now complete effectively 3 3¼ laps, I believe it is. 3¼ laps, I'm seeing thumbs up in the middle, so slightly reduced races. I mean, I did comment at the beginning that the races were very long, nearly 2 minutes long. So we'll still see plenty of racing. We have been keeping an eye on that weather report, still hoping that the rain stays off long enough for us to get this meeting completed. So race 10, left-hand sidecars. We have got Tommy Penfold coming to line this time. He had a second first time out. Both of our first leg winners are in the second heat. So we're going to have a new winner this time. Go with this race number 10, and it is once again Josh Penfold has made an excellent start. Tommy Penfold and Will Naden are up the inside as we go into this turn.
turn. So Tommy Penfold still takes over the lead, but Josh Penfold's gone round him in that turn. They're close together as they come out of that turn. Tommy Penfold's just got the edge and he's got his nose in front as they go down that back straight. Josh Penfold tucks himself into that second place then. Third place at the moment is Jim Penfold, so we've got Penfolds 1, 2, 3 and 4 at the moment. Tommy at the front, Josh in second, Jim in third, Billy in fourth. And that's Jay Sullivan in fifth at the moment with Steve North in sixth. So, Tommy Penfold and William Naden. We know they're quick here at Dig Dog Lane. They've been quick here before. They couldn't find a way past Rob Heath in that first heat. Josh Penfold's being put under pressure by Jim Penfold and Danny Hill for that second now. So Josh Penfold, he's gone off the line and through goes Jim Penfold. So Jim Penfold now goes through into second with Josh Penfold third. The checkered flag is made ready then. It's going to be a win for outfit number 96, Tommy Penfold and William Naden. Jim Penfold in second, Josh Penfold third, Billy Penfold fourth, Jay Sullivan fifth, and Steve North finishes sixth. So the results of race number 10, it was a win for number 96, Tommy Penfold and William Naden. Second place, number 124, Jim Penfold and Danny Hill. Third place, number 16, Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge. Fourth place, number 125, Billy Penfold and Warren Atkinson. Fifth place, number 67, Jay Sullivan and Stephen Bickley. And sixth place, number 193, Steve North and Steve North Jr. The winner's time, of course, will be a lot quicker than before. 1 minute 22.68. 1 minute 22.68, so you can see still a decent length race. Not comparable to the first leg, so we will start again at comparing those times. 122.68 is the stall set out for Tommy Penfold though. So we do have our first two heat winners coming to the line this time. Martin Cuff and Colin Clark, they had to come from behind to win their first race. And Rob Heath and Carl Fish, they led from tapes to flag. So we'll keep our eyes out for those two this time. Both of them are British champions. Rob Heath and Carl Fish, the reigning British champions, of course. They'll be defending their title up at Ledbury on Saturday the 8th of August. More details on that later. That's where the British left-hand sidecar championships will take place, along with the 250 solos, the 350 solos and the 500 sidecars up at Ledbury. Long way from here, but it will be a brilliant weekend. They've got racing on the Sunday as well there at Ledbury, so lots and lots of racing over the weekend. So just waiting for the last outfit to sort themselves out. It looks like problems on the inside for Tony Penfold at the moment. Not sure what's going on there, but not right about that outfit at the moment. So just before we start this race, we have had a phone handed in to us here. If you think you've lost your phone, come and find us and describe your phone to us, and we'll give it to you. But there is, just check to make sure you've got your mobile phone with you, because somebody's has obviously fallen. So away we go. It's a ragged start for the left-handers. Not sure what's happened to three of the outfits there. really strange start. It's Darren Morris that leads into the turn with Tony Penfold in that second and Martin Cuff third. Alex Barman's got himself going. Michael Phillips has got himself going, but Rob Heath seems to have stopped. So no idea what went on there. Unusual to see three outfits suffering on the start. So Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker leading the way. Darren Morris in that second place. He's going to need to hold Martin Cuff at bay as he can. Martin's very quick on the outside line. Very quick into the turn. He's come alongside Darren Morris, swoops past him and goes into that second place. Darren's very quick off the turn, but he seems to have stopped a little bit coming off the turn as well, which has allowed Martin Cuff to get away. So, Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker at the front, looking very quick. They take the last lap flag this time. Martin Cuff going to get close to this turn though, he's hunting him down. After that ragged start, the rest are all very spread out in this one. Big shame to see Rob Heath looking back for the start. So round they come, it's going to be a win, the first win for number 14, Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker. They blow this competition completely wide open by taking their first win. Martin Cuff second, Darren Morris third, and Alex Bauman fourth. Michael Phillips will finish fifth. So the results of race number 11, sponsored by Dave's Commercials. It was a win for number 14, Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker. Second place, number 128, Martin Cuff and Colin Clark. Third place, number 4, Darren Morris and Simon Tillman. Fourth place, number 7, Alex Bauman and Mark Hopkins. And fifth place, number 98, Michael Phillips and Tim Phillips. And the winning time, 1 minute 21.66. 1 minute 21.66. So, Tony Penfold looking very quick in that one. And we will just have a little bit of track work going on now. So here we go with race number 12. It's Adam Filmer that seems to have made a good start. So Adam Filmer leads, coming past us. Rodney McDonald's up the inside of him, goes back third, and Rodney McDonald goes high in the third. Bob Garvin's there too. The three of them together in the third, but it's Adam Filmer that leads. Rodney McDonald in second, he takes over the lead as he's just nosing ahead. No, it's Adam Filmer still in that first place then. He's gone very wide into the turn, but he's got it turned, so Adam Filmer looking good in this one. McDonald still in that second place with Bob Dolman in third. Another good ride from Bob Dolman here then. And he's looking to go round the outside of Rodney McDonald. He's gone right round the outside. And he's now in that second, but Rodney McDonald will not let him go in that second place. So good to see Adam Filmer riding so well. He's been on and off really recently, but he's going very well in this one. It's been a long time since I've seen Filmer go as well. Bob Dolman's now hunting him down in that second place. Just keeping an eye on Jamie Fenn-Smith. He's just gone up into fourth. He's lost his field shoe as well. I can see it hanging off the side of him, but it doesn't seem to bother him too much at the moment in that fourth place. But Adam Filmer, he's just got one more turn to negotiate, and he will take the win in this race number 12. Adam Filmer takes it. Dolman second, McDonald third, Fenn-Smith fourth, Wayne Broadhurst fifth, Chad Wurtzfeld sixth, Scott Campos in seventh. So race 12, the first of the second leg of the solos. It was a win for number 24, Adam Filmer. Second place, number 16, Bob Dolman. Third place, number 14, Rodney McDonald. Fourth place, number 32, Jamie Fenn-Smith. Fifth place, number 158, Wayne Broadhurst. Sixth place, number 69, Chad Wurtzfeld. Seventh place, number 178, Scott Campos. And eighth place, number 114, Thomas Rowlett. And the winning time, of course, different because they're not doing as many laps. 1 minute 10.25. 1 minute 10.25. So that's our yardstick. 1 minute 10.25 from Adam Filmer. Good ride for Filmer. So race 13 is at the line. Daniel Winterton, Liam Ashcroft, Mitch Godden and Jake Mulford both in this one. And it's Dave Mears from the outside that's made a good start. It's Mulford and Mitch Godden, but it's Mitch Godden that leads into the third. Daniel Winterton followed him up in the inside, and it's Daniel Winterton is being rounded now by Dave Mears and Jake Mulford. Dave Mears looking good in that third place. He's trying to come round the outside of Jake Mulford for that second, but Mitch Godden's in tremendous form. Back in front. Jake Mulford in that second. Daniel Winterton third. Dave Mears now come back to fourth. Look at Mitch Godden. He's much quicker than everyone else. I am wondering how much that twin shock is suiting this type of circuit, because he looks very quick. Jake Mulford now, he's taking it much more easy. He went very wide in the turn, but he can't go too easy because he's got Daniel Winterton all over the back of him in that second place. And now Daniel Winterton's come up the inside of Jake Mulford. They get together in the middle of the turn. Jake Mulford turns the power on, just noses ahead once again in that second. So Daniel Winterton now rolls up the inside for that second place once again. Will he run wide? Jake Mulford will look for him to run wide. Mitch Godden takes the win once again. It's going to be close on the line for this second. Daniel Winterton second, Jake Mulford third, Dave Mears fourth, Stuart Mears fifth, Liam Ashcroft sixth, and Nigel Coates seventh. So the results of race 13, it was another win for number 9, Mitch Godden. Second place, number 12, Daniel Winterton. Third place, number 72, Jake Mulford. Fourth place, number 19, Dave Mears. Fifth place, number 41, Stuart Mears. Sixth place, number 83, Liam Ashcroft. And seventh place, number 71, Nigel Coates. No eighth finisher, the winner's time, 1:08.66. 1:08.66. So Mitchell Godden absolutely flying. 2 wins out of 2. As we go to race 14, sponsored by Stumpy Racing. The 500 solos once again. Luke Harris coming to the line this time. He won his first ride, as did Charlie Powell, who's coming out of gate 1. No Stephen Green, of course. So the rerun, I can see we don't have James Peters on the line, so I only assume he was excluded. But away we go with the rest, and it's Charlie Powell who leads. Luke Harris is right in the back of the pack. So Charlie Powell, he leads. Andrew Whittaker's gone up the inside, but he's slowed and allowed them all to come around the outside of him. Mark Giles is the rider in that second, with Gareth Hickmott in third. Luke Harris is now skidded back to 5th. So Charlie Powell at the front, looking like he's going to maintain his maximum at the moment. Mark Giles at the moment, but no one to do it. Luke Harris comes to work very hard in that 4th and 5th place, trying to come round the outside of Gareth Hickmott, of Andrew Whittaker. So the last lap flag already made ready. It'll be interesting to compare the times between Charlie Powell and Mitch Godden. Mark Giles looking very comfortable in that second place. Gareth Hickmott in that third, but Andrew Whittaker's now going to mount the challenge going into this turn. I think they're trying to come wide coming into this bottom corner, but it's very bumpy on the outside, and it's just unsettling them going into that turn. That's certainly what happened to Luke Harris. So, checker flag time. It's Charlie Powell who takes the win once again. 2 wins out of 2 for him. Mark Giles second, Gareth Hickmott third, Andy Whittaker fourth, Luke Harris fifth, and Ryan Kinsley in 6th. So the results of race 14, sponsored by Stumpy Racing. A win for number 92, Charlie Powell. Second place, number 26, Mark Giles. Third place, number 17, Gareth Hickmott. Fourth place, number 7, Andrew Whittaker. Fifth place, number 2, Luke Harris. And 6th place, number 20, that is Ryan Kinsley. The winner's time, 1:08.81. 1:08.81, so that does confirm Mitch Godden's time was the fastest of the leg. It also confirms that both Charlie Powell and Mitch Godden are now on 18 points apiece. Top of the table going forwards. And very soon we'll try and see who it is that is at the moment in that top 12. But we turn our attention to the sidecars. We've got no first heat winners this time. We've got Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, who were second first time out. Tom Marvell and Bradley Atkinson, I think they were also second first time out. Thomas and Dylan Newton, they were also second first time out. So we've got a few crews here that are chasing their first win, having had to settle for second in their first one. Anthony Sales and Simon Beanie both found themselves up in amongst the points at the early part of the races, and then found their way moving backwards through the field. So this could sort things out a little bit here.
So red flags are up. There's some sort of problem over there. I don't know if it's one of the machines has rolled into the tapes, or looks like Tom Marvell's actually pulling away from the start, so I think he may have stalled the machine. Tom Marvell, Bradley Atkinson, they've had to get the machine going again. I think they just started to roll into the tapes. They stopped themselves but stalled the engine at the same time, so they've had to come back into the tapes. Not too much of a delay. So away we go with race 15, the second leg of the sidecars, and it is Anthony Sales and Lewis Davis who have made a flying start as they go into that turn. Matt Fumerola and Andy Wilson go round the outside of the whole field as they go into that turn. Anthony Sales on the inside, but Matt Fumerola leads coming out of the turn. Thomas and Dylan Newton have now got himself into that third, with Tom Marvell in fourth. So another flying start from Anthony Sales, but can he hold Thomas Newton at bay? He's all over the back of him at the moment. So Thomas Newton going round the outside, Anthony Sales is leaving no gaps on the inside. Thomas Newton's gone into the banking much more quickly than Anthony Sales, but he's got no way through at the moment. So Matt Fumerola and Andy Wilson, they'll be pleased with this. They've got plenty of space up front. Thomas Newton once again is going to try and go round the outside of Anthony Sales. Sales will try and keep him out there. Very quick in that second place. I wonder if he's got time to get onto the back of Matt Fumerola, because they look very quick in that second place. You can see Dylan Newton moving backwards on the machine, trying to find a bit more drive. They're quicker into the turn. It's going to be close towards the end because Matt Fumerola's on the inside. I don't think he's going to have quite enough. Smoky the fifth from Marvell. Clearly problems with the radiator there in fourth. Fifth place to Pete Shaw. So the results of race 15, it was a win for number 15, Matt Fumerola and Andy Wilson. Second place, number 69, Thomas and Dylan Newton. Third place, number 778, Anthony Sales and Lewis Davies. Fourth place, number 33, Tom Marvell and Bradley Atkinson. Fifth place, number 375, Pete Shaw and Stephen Russell. And sixth place, number 76, Simon Beanie and Nicky Owen. The winner's time, 1 minute 24.62. 1 minute 24.62. So, Matt Fumerola, a win and a second. That puts him on 12 points. So, well in amongst the points now. Thomas and Dylan Newton, 2 second places. So, 10 points. They'll be in amongst it too. So, looking forward to race 16, sponsored by Dave's Commercials. Just the 5 crews in this one. In fact, it looks like it might be 4 because George Penfold didn't show in that first heat, and I can see he's not come to the line this time, so we've only got the 4 outfits this time. All 4 of these outfits are desperate need for points here as well, because Simon Heal had a 5th first time out, Joe Mogg had a 3rd, Dan Berwick had a 5th, and Mick Stace, he had a 4th, so all of these crews really could do with some points here to jumpstart their campaign here at the Masters Qualifier. There's a bit of a jump from Dan Berwick in that gate as well, but they are away, and it's Joe Morgan, Jake Cutler that lead into the turn. Mick Stace and Carl Pure in that second, and Simon Heal and Tom Smith third. So very tight. Always capable of taking a win at any point. They've got themselves in front here. So Simon Heal goes into the bag king, tries to come round the outside of Mick Stace, going up this back straight. Has he got it done? He certainly has. He's moved himself into second place, Simon Heal and Tom Smith.
And now he'll go after Joe Mogg. Very close. Simon Hill in that second place. He does look quick in that second place. But Joe Mogg, a tremendously old campaigner. He's been campaigning for a long, long time. He'll know what he's doing. Keeping everything tidy. Lots of experience. He takes the last lap flag this time. New outfit that he's got here for 2021, obviously working really well for him. These will be very valuable points. He did pick up a third in his first ride, so this win is going to put him right in amongst the points, Joe Mogg. Round he comes around this last turn. He will take the win. Finishes second. Down there at third. So the results of race 16, sponsored by Dave's Commercials. It was a win for number 98, Joe Mogg and Jake Cutler. Second place, number 16, Simon Hill and Tom Smith. Third place, number 68, Dan Berwick and Mark Hopkins. And fourth place, number 18, Mick Stace and Carl Pugh. No fifth or sixth finishers. The winner's time, 1 minute 25.28. 1 minute 25.28. So very valuable points there, scored by Joe Mogg. That'll take a bit of the pressure off, getting into that top 10. As we look to race 17, we've got Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders coming out of gate 2. They won their first race, as did Joe Sturtridge coming out of gate 4 and Sean Hoskin, and Neil Owen and Jason Farwell coming out of gate 6. So we've got 3 of the first leg winners all coming together here. Something's got to give. Neil Owen, of course, had a poor start to that first race, had to work his way through. He'll want a much better start this time. I can see some frantic work going on with Rob Wilson's machine at the moment. Hopefully that's nothing too crucial, because he did have a win first time out. Trevor Heath and Sam Heath had a good ride in their first race. They came second, and Ian Liames was in amongst it too. I think he finished third in his first race. He was third in his first race. So we've got some high point scorers in this one. So I can tell you, in the Masters Qualifier solo competition at the moment, obviously Mitch Godden and Charlie Powell top the qualification at the moment, but really it's all about who's on the bubble. And at the moment, in that 10th, 11th and 12th place, the last positions at the moment, Gareth Hickmott, Dave Mears and Rodney McDonald, and Chad Wurtzfeld also and Jamie Fenn-Smith, they're all on similar points for that 10th, 11th, 12th, and it's right on the bubble there. Chad Wurtzfeld in 13th at the moment on 9 points. Scott Campos not too far away either on 7. So already the scramble is beginning. At the moment, if we were to stop now, which we won't be doing, Mitch Godden, Charlie Powell, Filmer, Winterton, Bob Dolman, Luke Harris, Jake Mulford, Andrew Whittaker, Gareth Hickmott, Dave Mears, Rodney McDonald will go through to the Masters, but there's an awful lot of racing to be done yet. So pleased to see that the track watering that we arranged has just started. Won't be too long. Just keep the dust down. So Rob Wilson goes back into the pits. That is absolutely devastating for Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. No idea what the problem was. The race has got going without them, and it is Andrew and Michelle Minard who lead into that first turn. So a brilliant start from Andrew and Michelle Minard. Neil Owen goes to go round the outside. Joe Sturtridge is up the inside. Already Joe Sturtridge and Neil Owen are back. Joe Sturtridge is second. Ian Liames has now gone through into that third. Andrew Minard has now fallen back to fourth. So Trevor Heath's having to go very wide to come round the outside of Andrew Minard. Right in amongst it there. But at the front, Neil Owen and Jason Farwell. A little bit easier this time. They've got themselves in front this time. Ian Liames they're going very wide and leaving a huge gap up the inside, which Ian Liames is trying to get up the inside for that second place. keep an eye on that second place, because we do know that Joe Sturtridge is wide going out of this turn. He's slowed right up this time. He's slowed the machine. He's actually... Now he's drifted wide and inside of him. First lap flag goes out, and I think Trevor Heath has seen that that's been going on as well. Still not over though, because Joe Sturtridge is quick on that inside line in that pit turn. He's going to try and get back at him, but Trevor Heath's very quick in that 4th place. Neil Owen's going to take the win, but there's still a lot of uncertainty. Ian Liami's very tidily turns the machine. Joe Sturtridge is going to... Joe Sturtridge third. Trevor Heath has to settle for that 4th place. And Andrew Minard, after that brilliant start, finishes 5th. So the results of race 17, and the biggest story there is Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders having to push back to the start, back to the pits. Let's hope that's nothing too terminal. But race 17, the win was for number 12, Neil Owen and Jason Farwell. 2nd place, number 183, Ian Liamies and Paul Phillips. 3rd place, number 13, Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin. 4th place, number 191, Trevor Heath and Sam Heath. And 5th place, number 19, Andrew and Michelle Minard. The winner's time, 1 minute 24.28. 1 minute 24.28. So, race 18, the right-hand sidecars leg 2. There are a few spots of rain around. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem for the riders at the moment. Do appreciate that it is a bit of a pain for those of you sat watching the meeting. Hopefully this rain will go away very quickly. Just a few spots at the moment. So race 18, the final race in this leg 2, sponsored by Tony Foreman. Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards, number 1 at gate 1. They were flying in their first one. Clint Blondell and Jordan Smith out of gate 2 looked very quick in the first one. But really I think it's going to be all about who can stop Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards. They were absolutely rapid in that first one. They still hold the fastest time in that first leg, 1 minute 20.56. They are the fastest crew so far, over 4 laps. We've still got this phone here. If you've lost your phone, we've still got it here in the PA box, in the PA caravan. You just need to tell us what it looks like. So do check if you've got your phone or not, because it might be that it's sat here in front of us at the moment. On race 18, and it is Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards that make a perfect start. They lead into the first turn. It's Clint Blondell and Jordan Smith in that second. They drift wide to come around the outside of Tom Cosser in this turn. Jeff Meeser's in that third at the moment, with Billy Winterburn trying to go round the outside of him in that fourth. And Billy Winterburn's got round the outside of Jeff Meeser, so he's now in that third place. So, at the front, Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards. They've won this event twice before. And now Steph Blythe is now on the back of Jeff Meeser for that 4th place. Of course, every point counts here. You never know what's going to happen in your next heat, so every single point counts. But Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards, they'll be pleased with this. These are good points. Looks like Steph Blythe is battling with no passenger. He's lost his passenger somewhere. And the red flags are out, so we've stopped the race here. We did complete 3 laps, or 3/4 race distance. And I can see Alistair is over on the back straight. He's actually behind the start marshal, so I couldn't actually see where he'd fallen. Hopefully Alistair's okay. awaiting confirmation from the clerk of the course that we are calling that as a result. So that is a result, race 18, over 3 laps. They completed 3/4 race distance. So it was a win for number 29, Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards, their second win of the day. Second place, number 10, Clint Blundell and Jordan Smith. Third place, number 94, Billy Winterburn and Ryan Walton. And fourth place, number 151, Jeff Measer and Ashley Williams. No time for race 18, of course, because it was completed after 3/4 race distance after Alistair fell from the back of Steph Blythe, and no points for Steph Blythe either. He finished the 3/4 race distance just on his own. You need the driver and the passenger on board to get the result. So that completes the second leg of sidecars, and we've got left-hand sidecars coming. It looks like this rain is going to ease off very soon. I promise. Hopefully he's listening. So left-hand sidecars, race number 19. Tony Penfold out of gate 3. He looked very quick in that second race. Had a disastrous first ride. So it'll be interesting to see how the rain has affected the circuit. It wasn't too dry in the first place, so a little bit of water here might make a bit of a difference. Sidecar race, and Josh Penfold on the inside has once again made an emphatic start. He leads into the third, all together behind him though. Tony Penfold's gone in there. Ryan Barker's actually slipped off the machine going into that turn. So Ryan Barker on the side of Tony Penfold, he's got to try and get himself back on the machine on this back straight. He's being dragged along, and he finally lets go, and all the other riders miss him. And it looks like we're stopping the race. So the red flags are out here. Tony Penfold, as he went into the turn, I think he just caught a bit of a bump and it just unsettled Ryan. Of course, has deemed the incident with Ryan Barker as a racing incident. They clipped another outfit and it unsettled Ryan, so it only seems fair, given that it's the first corner, that all of them are allowed back in the rerun, so that's good news. Good to know that we're having everyone back. We did see that there were 3 or 4 of them all together going into that turn, and I think that it makes sense to put all of them back. Nobody really at fault. See that one of the outfits is putting a groove into the start there, so I think that's Jim Penfold and Danny Hill. So the tapes now are across, so there won't be any more grooves being cut there, but it'll be interesting to see how Jim Penfold gates now, having put that groove in. Go, and it is Jim Penfold and Danny Hill that make a good start. So that groove obviously did the trick. Billy Penfold in that second, Tony Penfold in the the start. So Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker, who had a win in their second heat, now find themselves in fourth. They're already going up the inside of Jay Sullivan, and they've already recovered to get into third. Obviously problems for Josh Penfold and for Michael Phillips, who find themselves well at the back. So Jim Penfold and Danny Hill leading the way. They made a brilliant start. Billy Penfold in second, and Tony Penfold is got a bit like they're struggling for second a little bit. That lane, Tony Penfold's diving on the inside of Billy Penfold straight away. Goes into that second place. He certainly didn't hesitate there. He went straight up the inside. He saw the gap. He was invited to go up the inside, and he did so. So the last lap flag made ready. It's Jim Penfold and Danny Hill looking very good in this one. Tony Penfold in that second and Billy Penfold third. So we've got another Penfold 1, 2, 3. Struggling for vision. I can see Jay Sullivan swiping at his goggles desperately here. And Josh Penfold in that fourth place is now starting to catch up with Jay Sullivan, who's struggling for vision. So it looks like Josh Penfold's going to recover a little bit here. Jim Penfold takes the win. And it's Tony Penfold in second, Billy Penfold in third, and Josh Penfold has managed to recover to get himself up into fourth. So the results of race 19, the left-hand sidecars leg number 3, it was a win for number 124, Jim Penfold and Danny Hill. Second place, number 14, Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker. Third place, number 125, Billy Penfold and Warren Atkinson. Fourth place, number 16, Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge. Fifth place, number 67, Jay Sullivan and Stephen Bickley. And sixth place, number 98, Michael and Tim Phillips. The winner's time, 1 minute 23.09. 1 minute 23.09. And we turn to the second heat of leg 3 of the left-hand sidecars. And once again, we've got Rob Heath and Tommy Penfold coming to the line. You've had that good race early on. This time Martin Cuff's in amongst it as well. All three of those riders going well at the moment. It's really wide open, this class at the moment. So who will win this one? Nobody has managed to win more than one race at the moment. Martin Cuff's had a win, Rob Heath's had a win, Tommy Penfold's had a win, Tony Penfold's had a win, and now Jim Penfold's had a win. So nobody's managed to win 2 races so far in this very wide open left-hand sidecar class. 3 of those riders go in this one. And away they go, and it is Rob Heath and Kyle Fish, who have made an excellent start out of gate 1. They lead into the turn. Tommy Penfold's in that second place. Darren Morris is in third. Martin Cuff's got problems. He goes off before he gets to us here, so problems for Martin Cuff and Colin Clark. So Rob Heath and Kyle Fish at the front. Tommy Penfold and William Naden chasing them down. We saw this earlier. Tommy Penfold, he was trying to dive up the outside, then he was cutting up the inside. He's trying to go round the outside of Rob Heath. Now he's cut back up the inside. He's going to have to try and dive into this turn, but Rob Heath's a little bit quick into the turn. We know how quick Tommy Penfold is down this back straight as well. So Rob Heath and Kyle Fish, eyes in the back of his head because Tommy Penfold's very quick on that back straight. He's gone past Rob Heath. Clean as a whistle as he goes past him into this turn. Now he's got to try and turn the bike without scrubbing off too much speed to keep Rob Heath at bay. He's got it sewn up here. It's the last lap flag for Tommy Penfold. Good move for him on that back straight. Darren Morris at the moment holds that third, and Alex Bauman's in fourth. He'll start to spread out. So Tommy Penfold and William Naden stamping their authority now. They'll be the first crew to win 2 races so far. So the win goes to 96, Tommy Penfold. Rob Heath second. Darren Morris will pick up third. Alex Bauman will be fourth. And Steve North fifth. So the results of race number 20. It was a win for number 96, Tommy Penfold and William Naden. Second place, number 18, Rob Heath and Kyle Fish. Third place, number 4, Darren Morris and Simon Tillman. Fourth place, number 7, Alex Bauman and Mark Hopkins. And fifth place, number 193, Steve North and Steve North Jr. And the winner's time, 1 minute 25.12. 1 minute 25. 1:12.12. So back to the 500 solo competition. And race 21 sees Jake Mulford come to the line. He's currently sitting in 8th place overall. Daniel Winterton is right up there in 4th at the moment. Dave Mears is right in amongst it as well. And away they go, and it is Daniel Winterton who makes a great start and leads into the turn. Very wide in the turn. Jake Mulford got up the inside of Daniel Winterton in that turn. So Daniel Winterton turns the power on. Jake Mulford lifts coming off the turn, but it is Jake Mulford who leads. Daniel Winterton in that second. Dave Mears slots himself into that third. And James Peters has got himself into that fourth. In fact, he's coming up the inside of Dave Mears, so there's a good ride by James Peters in that fourth place. Daniel Winterton now has gone past Jake Mulford up the inside, but Mulford's quick on the outside line. So, Jake Mulford, the teenager from East Anglia, looking good in this one. Daniel Winterton, he's plugging away on that inside, but Jake Mulford's very quick on the outside. They're absolutely neck and neck as they go past us. Daniel Winterton's quick into this turn. He tries to go past Jake Mulford, but Mulford's still quick on the outside. Half a lap to go for Jake Mulford to cling on to this win. It will be his first win. He definitely needs the points, but Winterton's come hard up the inside into this turn. Jake Mulford turns the power on. He'll hope that he can keep that front wheel down. He does indeed. They chase to the line. It's close to the line. It's just Jake Mulford. Daniel Winterton second. A faller rider at the back, but Dave Mears third. James Peters fourth. I think it's Scott Campos who's fallen up on that banking. Brilliant ride by Jake Mulford. He had to work very hard to keep Daniel Winterton at bay. He was desperately needing the points, Jake Mulford there. That'll do nicely. So the results of race 21. It was a win for number 72, Jake Mulford. Second place, number 12, Daniel Winterton. Third place, number 19, Dave Mears. Fourth place, number 45, James Peters. Fifth place, number 41, Stuart Mears. Sixth place, number 158, Wayne Broadhurst. And seventh place, number 27, Mark Giles. No eighth finisher. And no winner's time this time. So Jake Mulford, that will do nicely. That will take him all the way up to 22 points. And take him right in amongst it. So race 22, sponsored by Sue Penfold. We've got Charlie Powell in this one. Currently unbeaten in the competition. He sits on top at the moment with 18 points. Chad Worksfeld is desperate for points here. He's on 9. He's right on the bubble at the moment in 13th place overall. And Jamie Fenn-Smith equally is on 9 points, right on the bubble. So they will need points here. Andrew Whittaker, he's currently in 9th overall, so he's going to need to keep going as well. Away we go with this race 22, and it's Rodney McDonald and Charlie Powell who lead into the turn. Andrew Whittaker goes into that turn. Rodney McDonald goes right into the turn, but it's Charlie Powell who leads. Rodney McDonald in that second place. Andrew Whittaker third. Chad Worksfeld is in that fourth place, so he'll want to push on from here. He'll really want to push on and get some more points. So then, Charlie Powell, number 92, so far 2 wins out of 2, he's looking good in this one too. Andrew Whittaker's now on the back of Rodney McDonald for that second place. Nigel Coates having a good ride this time. He's found himself up in 5th. So the last lap flag is made ready for Charlie Powell. He's looking great this afternoon. Andrew Whittaker still pushing that Rodney McDonald for that second. Rodney McDonald just about doing enough at the moment. He's looking for a fade, but he's very quick off that turn in that third place. He's very quick up the back straight. Really close to the line between that second and third, but no doubt about the winner. 3 out of 3. Charlie Powell, number 92. He takes his third win this afternoon. Rodney McDonald just about clings on to second. Andrew Whittaker third. Chad Worksfeld fourth. Nigel Coates will finish 5th. And Thomas Rowell at 6th. Ryan Kingsley 7th. So race 22 as the rain starts to come down. It was a win for number 92, Charlie Powell. Second place, number 14, Rodney McDonald. Third place, number 7, that is Andrew Whittaker. 4th place, number 69, Chad Wertzfeld. 5th place, number 71, that is Nigel Coates. 6th place, number 114, Thomas Rowlett. And 7th place, number 20, Ryan Kinsley. The winner's time, 1 minute 11.71. 1 minute 11.71. So Charlie Powell, 3 wins out of 3. And the pace up once again, and we've got Mitch Godden in this one, and we've got Adam Filmer, both winners so far, and Mitch Harris is the winner as well in that 3rd place. So Mitch Godden leads, it's very slippery in that 3rd. Mitch Godden was caught out by how slippery it was, but it's Adam Filmer that leads. Mitch Godden in that 2nd, and Bob Dolman's got through into that 3rd. So Adam Filmer turns the machine sideways in the turn, and Mitch Godden tries to keep the wheels in line as best he can. Mitch Godden, he's right up the inside, he's gone past Adam Filmer into the turn. So Mitch Godden now leads. Adam Filmer tries to come back him up the inside, but I think there's a bit of grip on the outside that Mitch Godden's found, and he goes off back down that straight in front. So Mitch Godden leading once again. He looks like he might make it 3 out of 3. It does look like it's getting a bit tricky out there for some of these riders. Gareth Hickmott's putting in another good ride in that 3rd place. He's scoring lots of points. Bob Dolman's now lost out in that 3rd spot from 4th. Luke Harris is 5th. And Mitch Godden looking absolutely sensational at the front. He had to come past Adam Filmer, who is looking good this afternoon, but Mitch Godden is right out on the outside. There's obviously some drive out there. He's finding it. He takes the win. 3 out of 3 for Mitch Godden. Adam Filmer 2nd. Gareth Hickmott 3rd. Bob Dolman 4th. Luke Harris 5th, and Liam Ashcroft in 6th. So the results of race 23, and concluding the 3rd leg of the Phone of Solos, it was a win for number 9, Mitchell Godden. 2nd place, number 24, Adam Filmer. 3rd place, number 17, Gareth Hickmott. 4th place, number 16, Bob Dolman. 5th place, number 2, Luke Harris. And 6th place, number 83, Liam Ashcroft. The winning time, 1 minute 13.47. 1 minute 13.47. So Mitch Godden and Charlie Powell continue to dominate this Masters Qualifier. And we move back to the Sidecars, race 24. We saw that it was getting a little bit more slippery just now. The circuit definitely getting a little bit slippery. Definitely getting tricky. Vision starts to become a problem. Goggles start misting up. For these passengers, the sidecar bars start to get slippery. The running boards get slippery. Your boots don't want to grip onto the running board. It definitely adds an element for these riders. All the outfits, of course, tremendous power going through that back wheel, trying to get that down on the ground when the ground's getting slippery as well. That's another factor. We know how good Neil Owen and Jason Farwell can go in the wet. They've already won 2 races. And they sit at the top of the points. So, coming to the line for this race 24, in gate 1, Neil Owen. 2 wins out of the 2 so far. And Trevor Heath is right on the bubble with 8 points at the moment. He lies in 10th place overall. Anthony Sales desperate for points this time. He's down the order with only 7 points so far. Joe Mogg, of course, in gate 5. He won his last ride. He's in amongst it. He's up in 4th at the moment overall. Another good ride here could really go a long way for Joe Mogg. This is where the experience will count, when the conditions get tricky. So away we go, and it is Anthony Sales and Lewis Davies who make a brilliant start, and they lead once again, but the others go round the outside. That's Clint Blondell that now leads. Anthony Sales in that 2nd, and Neil Owen's going to try and charge round the outside. But it's Clint Blondell. Anthony Sales is now 3rd, and Trevor Heath in 4th. So Neil Owen goes into the banking, he cuts up the inside, he's looking for a gap up the inside of Clint Blundell. Blundell gets the wheels in line, he's taken off down that back straight. So Clint Blundell leads, Neil Owen will not give up here. Clint Blundell, he has been running wide, he's run wide again here, but Neil Owen's following him out there. Neil Owen getting absolutely filled in as he goes past that. This is the turn to try and get round the outside of Clint Blundell, he's gone right round the outside of him. But he's not quite got enough room, and Clint Blundell comes back into first. So, Neil Owen, what's he going to try next? He's tried the wide line, he's tried following him. Clint Blundell's gone wide, very wide again, and Neil Owen's up to the side. Clint Blundell maintains that first place. So, what's Neil Owen going to try this time? He's gone inside this time, but there's and you can see it's lost him a bit of ground actually going inside there. So the drive is definitely on the outside of the circuit at the moment. That's where they're going. That's where they're going to find the speed. The checkered flag comes out. It's a win. Second place for Neil Owen. Third place for Trevor Heath and Sam Heath. Joe Mogg will win this battle for fourth place. And Anthony Sales struggling with condition in that fifth position. So the results of race 24, sponsored by Dave's Commercials. It was a win in his first of the afternoon for number 10, Clint Blundell and Jordan Smith. Second place, number 12, Neil Owen and Jason Farwell. Third place, number 191, Trevor Heath and Sam Heath. Fourth place, number 98, Joe Mogg and Jake Cutler. And fifth place, number 778, Anthony Sales and Lewis Davies. The winner's time, 1 minute 31.25, 1 minute 31.25. So that will do Clint Blundell the world of good. 16 points he's now accrued from 3 rides. Second place for Neil Owen will do him no harm at all as well. He'll still be up the top, comfortably in that top 10. So race 25, sponsored by Averset Plumbing and Heating Limited. So just 4 outfits coming to line. At the moment it looks like there's a problem for... I can't see Jeff Measer on the line at the moment. That's Jeff Measer's machine that's being looked at the pit entrance. In fact, that's not Jeff Measer's machine. I can see Jeff Measer's machine behind it. They're both the same colour. That's Jeff Measer now coming onto the circuit. Billy Winterburn at the moment and Ryan Walton, they're on 8 points as well. They are currently 11th overall, so they are well in amongst getting into the qualifying positions for the Masters. It's all about that top 10. So away we go, and it is Ian Lee Amies and Paul Phillips that lead going down that back straight. He's got Tom Marvell and Bradley Atkinson right up behind him. Billy Winterburn's gone sliding into that third. And they go very wide here. It's Ian Lee Amies and Paul Phillips. Tom Marvell stopped in front of us here. And he's now caused a problem for Jeff Measer, who has to slow up to go past them. So that really has caused a problem for Jeff Measer. Real problem for Tom Marvell. He's desperately looking at the machine. I can see the cutouts off. Maybe that was the problem. I think the cutout may have come off the kill switch. So Billy Winterburn race on in the front. Got Billy Winterburn and Ryan Walton all over the back of him, and he's gone in there very hard in this big turn. He's up the inside, and Billy Winterburn takes over the lead. What is Ian Amies going to do? He's going to try and go round the outside of Billy Winterburn. They are together. He's completely sideways in the turn. He's trying to keep the machine nice and tight. Billy Winterburn, he's got a lovely line around his head. Fast on the outside. He's gone back round the outside of Billy Winterburn. Back into the pit corner for the final time then. And Billy Winterburn on the inside. Ian Amies is definitely trying to go round the outside of Billy Winterburn and pick up some of that drive. He's much quicker off the banking. He's taken the lead once again, Ian Amies in that position. So Ian Amies on the outside, He looks across to see where Billy Winterburn is. He's right on the inside of him. It's going to be a space. Incredibly close on the line between these two. Dan Berwick is in third and Jeff Measer fourth. We will have to wait to see what the lap scorers say, because they were completely together as they went past us. So a brilliant race 25. The results, it was a win for number 183, Ian Lee Amies and Paul Phillips, just on the line. Second place, number 94, Billy Winterburn and Ryan Wharton. Third place, number 68, Dan Berwick and Mark Hopkins. Fourth place, number 151, Jeff Measer and Ashley Williams. The winner's time, 1 minute 30.59. 1 minute 30.59. I can see, I think there's a bit of a fire going on with Billy Winterburn's bike over there. I can see there's a scramble for the fire extinguisher. Everything's calmed down now, so I'm sure they've all got it under order. I'm sure that the machine is okay. So valuable points for Ian Lee Amies there. So there was a problem for Tom Marvell. It looked like he was trying to get the cutout back in. And a problem for Billy Winterburn after coming second in a brilliant race. Race 26 is coming up next, and we have got, hopefully, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. They didn't come to the line. They had problems getting to the line in their first race. Simon Heel and Tom Smith come onto the circuit, currently on 7 points. They could really do with some points here. That gives them 13th overall at the moment, and obviously the top 10 go through, so they need some points. They need to push hard now to get in. Tom Marvell, who was 9th, didn't score, so that may have opened up an opportunity. Just waiting to see who else is going to emerge from the pits. So I'm pleased to see that Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders are on the circuit, so that's a relief. They won their first race and obviously didn't score in their second one, so they will really be needing points here. Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin at the moment are lying 5th overall, so well in amongst the Masters placings at the moment, Joe Sturtridge. I can't see Steph Blythe and Alistair Sutherland on the line. I know that Alistair fell from the machine in the last race, so I'm assuming that they're not coming out this time. So just 4 outfits. And away we go, and it is Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders that make a flying start. Simon Heel and Tom Smith are there in second, and Joe Sturtridge in third. So very slippery as they go around that turn. Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. Very quick. Simon Heel at the moment in that second place, wrestling with the machine. I can see Simon Beanie's looking on the outside at the moment around Joe Sturtridge, where there is a little bit more drive. Rob Wilson's very wide in this turn. So Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders, exactly what he needed here. A straightforward win after that disaster. Still plugging away at Joe Sturtridge in that third place. In fact, Joe Sturtridge has to go very defensive. First and second seem spread out, but third and fourth certainly isn't decided yet, because Simon Beanie's going wide. He's going to try and go round Joe Sturtridge in that turn for that third place. Simon Heel will finish second. Will be in fourth over because Simon Beanie's a little bit quicker on the outside. Joe Sturtridge again. Just just holds under that third, and Simon Beanie in fourth. So the results of race 26, it was a win for number 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. Second place, number 16, Simon Heal and Tom Smith. Third place, number 13, Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin. And fourth place, number 76, Simon Beanie and Nicky Owen. And the winner's time, 1 minute 27.97. 1 minute 27.97, the quickest that we've seen in this leg. So that will help Rob Wilson no end. 2 wins and a DNF. That should put him right in amongst the mix once again as we look to race 27. And we've got Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards coming to the line. 2 wins out of 2 so far. Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson, a win and a second so far. And Thomas and Dylan Newton, 2 second places so far. So they really are at the pointy end of this competition at the moment, those 3. Well in amongst the top 10. Mick Stace at the moment on 6 points. Quite a way off. Pete Shaw on 5. Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards, they have posted the fastest time of the day so far. Obviously conditions have changed a little bit since then. I was wondering if we would see, Thomas and Dylan Newton have got an Aprilia machine in the pits, and he did mention that perhaps he might use it if it started to get a little bit wet, but he's still on that Ducker machine at the moment. So 3 crews with tremendous capabilities coming head to head here. So away they go, and it is once again Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards that have made a great start. It's Matt Fumarola and Thomas Newton that follow them in. It's Thomas Newton that breaks into that second. Matt Fumarola in third. He's going to go very wide in the turn. He would have seen the pits that well the second place crew. Tom Cosser leads then. Thomas Newton in that second. Matt Fumarola in the third. They're squabbling for 4th, 5th and 6th as well in this race. So battles all over the pack because every single point counts, but Tom Cosser now is stamping his authority on this one. He looks very quick on that spiky 21-inch front wheel on that front wheel. That'll be interesting to see if any other crews do the same as what Tom's done and put that front wheel in. It will change the way that the machine handles. So the front 3 now spread out. Looking good between the Thomas Newton, this will be the going to win the second and the third. But decent points for all 3 of these really, heading into the latter stages of this qualifying competition. Matthew Roller will be third. And it's Pete Shaw who will finish 4th. And so the results of race 27. It was a win for number 29, Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards. Second place, number 69, Thomas Newton and Dylan Newton. Third place, number 15, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. Fourth place, number 375, Pete Shaw and Stephen Russell. Fifth place, number 18, Mick Stace and Carl Pugh. Sixth place, number 19, Andrew and Michelle Minard. Winner's time, the fastest of the leg, 1 minute 25.41. 1 minute 25.41. We've already got race 28, sponsored by Olympic Penfold on the line. We've got Mitch Godden out against 1, he's on Mitch so far. And they take off from the start, and it is Mitch Godden who leads, going faster. Mitch Godden, 3 out of 3 so far, will he make the 4 out of 4 here and secure a place in the British Masters? Mark Giles is in that second place, and Adam Filmer, who's been going well as well, is in that third. So good points for Filmer here as well. So Mitchell Godden, number 9. Who was predicted dominating performance Mitchell Godden this afternoon. Mark Giles looks good in that second place. James Peters is having another good ride. He's gone round the outside of Bob Dolman to try and take over that fourth place, I mean. Adam Filmer in the third, and Bob Dolman's trying to come up the inside. Mitch Godden stopped! Mitch Godden has stopped in front of us. That is a huge shame. Something has gone on that machine. He was going so well. And that hands the victory over to Mark Giles, more or less, as long as he can stay on. Bob Dolman in all of the melee has got through into second, and Adam Filmer's now back in third once again. James Peters will be fighting away at him. Bob Dolman's gone very wide. Mark Giles takes the win. Bob Dolman second, Adam Filmer just holds on the third. James Peters fourth. Chad Worksfound fifth, and Leo Ashcroft sixth. So, disaster for Mitchell Godden after looking so good all day. But the results are race 28. It was a win for number 26, Mark Giles. Second place, number 16, Bob Dolman. Third place, number 24, Adam Filmer. Fourth place, number 45, James Peters. Fifth place, number 69, Chad Wortsfeld. Sixth place, number 83, Liam Ashcroft. And seventh place, number 20, Ryan Kinsley. The winner's time, 1 minute 15.16. 1 minute 15.16. So, disaster for Mitch Godden, but he's already made 27 points up to that point, so it might be that he can afford to drop that one. It won't be too much of a disaster. I think he'll still be in that top 12, just about. We will confirm that for you soon. So, race 29, sponsored by Tony Foreman. We haven't seen Jason Prynne all day, so we're assuming to not see him this time. Stephen Green, of course, was injured in a practice accident. Luke Harris rides number 2. He won a race early on. Charlie Powell, of course, comes to the line having not been beaten yet. So he could really grab a hold of this trophy here by winning this one. So only 5 solos this time, and it's Charlie Powell who leads. McDonald in third, going up the inside, he comes through in second. Dave Mears has gone very wide in that turn. But Charlie Powell looking just as good as he has done all afternoon. He's in that first place. Roddy McDonald having another good ride in that second, and Gareth Hickmott now comes through into the third. And he will now chase after Roddy McDonald. Gareth Hickmott's been touring well as well all afternoon. He's now going to challenge Roddy McDonald for that second. So, big points here on offer for Gareth Hickmott and Roddy McDonald. Dave Mears safely in that fourth place, and Luke Harris in fifth. So the last lap flag made ready for Charlie Powell. He is in really good form this afternoon. He'll spread themselves out a little bit here. I think it certainly is getting very tiring. So round the pit corner for the final time. It's going to be 4 out of 4 for Charlie Powell. He goes very wide as he comes past us. Something comes off the machine as he goes past us. Not sure what that is. Rodney McDonald second. Gareth Hickmott third. Dave Mears fourth. And Luke Harris fifth. So the results of race 29. It was a win for number 92, Charlie Powell. Second place, number 14, Rodney McDonald. Third place, number 17, Gareth Hickmott. Fourth place, number 19, Dave Mears. And fifth place, number 2, Luke Harris. The winner's time, 1 minute 11.85. 1 minute 11.85. So 4 out of 4 for Charlie Powell sees him as the top point scorer and the first qualifier for the kite haulage British Masters. So congratulations to Charlie. There's still the little matter of the British Masters Qualifier Championships to be dealt with after this leg, but Charlie Powell definitely will be at the Masters on the 12th of September. So race 30 off the line, and it's Jake Mulford that's made a good start this time. Daniel Winterton there too. Daniel Winterton roaring at the outside of Daniel Winterton. There is a lot of drive on the outside. I think that's what Andrew Winterton's hoping to catch. He does catch that in that third place and tries to go past Daniel Winterton, but I think Winterton's got it covered as they go back into the pit turn. So Jake Mulford, this is more like what we expected from the teenager. He's a very quick grass track rider. Stuart Mears and Wayne Broadhurst at the moment, racking over that 4th and 5th. Stuart Mears gone very wide in the third. So the last lap flag already being made ready for Jake Mulford, number 72. He's right on the outside, coming around there. I think that's the safest place to be at the moment. A little bit slippery on the inside, and I say that, Nigel Coates throws the machine down on the pit corner, picks the machine up and gets going again. But at the front, Jake Mulford is going to be his second win of the afternoon. That'll do nicely. I think that'll see him into the Masters. Number 72, he takes the win. Daniel Winterton finishes second. Andrew Whitaker third. Stuart Mears fourth. Wayne Broadhurst fifth. And after that fall, Nigel Coates will finish. Thomas Rowlett in sixth and Nigel Coates in seventh. So the results of race 30, the quickest of the leg, which means it's probably getting a bit drier out there. The win was number 72, Jake Mulford. Second place, number 12, Daniel Winterton. Third place, number 7, Andrew Whitaker. Fourth place, number 41, Stuart Mears. Fifth place, number 158, Wayne Broadhurst. Sixth place, number 114, Thomas Rowlett. And seventh place, number 71, Nigel Coates. And the winning time, 1 minute 10.78. 1 minute 10.78. Good points for Jake Mulford. That's 2 wins for him, so that should set him well for the British Masters. So, race 31, the Sidecars. This is the final leg for the Sidecars. This is the final bid to get themselves into the Kite Haulage British Masters on the 12th of September. Out of gate 1, Ian Leamies, he had a good win in that first race. We've got a chain guard belonging to Charlie Powell that's fallen off his machine, and it's in front of us here, so I don't know if anyone can hear up in the pits, but Charlie Powell, you've got, it's on the finish line, so if you want to come and collect it, it looks like a nice bit of, nice chain guard as well, so you want to come and get that. If someone in the pits can hear, can you get hold of Charlie Powell and get him to come and collect it from the finish marshal? So, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders out of gate 5 this time, 14 points so far for them. Rob Wilson, of course, 2 wins so far, so he's on 14 points. Joe Mogg had that win earlier on as well. So, Simon Beanie really has been struggling for points a little bit. He had a 4th last time out, but really, there's a few of these riders that are very close together. So when Rob Wilson has won, he's won quite emphatically, really. So the tapes go up, and it's a picture-perfect start for Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. They absolutely flew off the start. Joe Mogg's in that 2nd place, and Simon Beanie's in 3rd. And Simon Beanie now is going to go round the outside of Joe Mogg to try and take over that 2nd. Amongst the mid-ins, because Simon Beanie is stopping a lot of riders from scoring points here by getting himself into that 2nd place. Rob Wilson is gone here, I think, but Joe Mogg is now battling away with Simon Beanie. He comes past him here, but we know Simon Beanie's been going wide in this turn. Joe Mogg and Jake Cutler are going to try and find a way past, but they cannot be fast enough on that inside. You can see the gaps up the inside, but there's just no grip on the inside at all. And now Simon Beanie's got himself a little bit of breathing space in that 2nd place. That flag is taken for Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. And now Rob looks like he's under pressure for the 3rd and 4th. Billy Winterburn's in 5th, but that machine does not sound very healthy at all. So round the bend for the last time, that's going to be 3 wins out of 4 for Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. That should see him through comfortably. It's going to be a good ride by Simon Beanie and Nicky Owen to take this 2nd place. They take 2nd, Ian Leamy's 4th and Billy Winterburn 5th. So the results of race 31. It was a win for number 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. Second place, number 76, Simon Beanie and Nicky Owen. Third place, number 98, Joe Mogg and Jake Cutler. Fourth place, number 183, Ian Leamies and Paul Phillips. And fifth place, number 94, Billy Winterburn and Ryan Wharton. 1 minute 23.90 was the winning time, 1 minute 23.90. And that really does make things interesting because Ian Leamies and Billy Winterburn, they were in amongst the points, as too was Joe Mogg. Dropping points there. That could really shake things up. We'll have the confirmation of those riders for you very soon, who are in those top 10 places. So race 32, the right-hand sidecars, sponsored by Avocet Plumbing and Heating Limited. Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards out of gate 3. They really have looked quick this afternoon. Could they make it 4 out of 4 here? Neil Owen and Jason Farwell, they're coming out of gate 4 and they've only dropped 1 heat in that third leg. They won their first 2 legs and then were beaten by Clint Blondell, of course, in that third leg. Just seeing how other riders can get in amongst the points as well in these latter stages and really cause a little bit of an upset. So anything can happen here in this race 32. And it's actually Trevor Heath that's made a brilliant start from the outside. Tom Cosser's gone up the inside of him going into the first turn. Trevor Heath slots into that second place and Neil Owens in third. So Trevor Heath, he has looked fast all afternoon. He keeps the power on, but Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards looking very quick in front. Neil Owens come right up the back of Trevor Heath. He had to turn quickly to get away from Trevor Heath, and that's lost him quite a bit of time in that third place. Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards though looking absolutely sensational. Helping them turn the machine. There is a bit of drive coming off that banking. You can see some of the bikes twitching as they come off the banking. Good ride from Trevor Heath in that second place. He's going to be in or around that 10th place at the moment, so these are good points for him. Last lap for he's gone very wide. He's allowed the Welshman up the inside. He's going to have to cut back and try and get past him. He's done just that. He cut back up the inside of Neil Owen, but really Neil Owen waking up Trevor Heath there. I think he just went very wide. And he's now managed to Tom Cosser. Trevor Heath comes past. Neil Owen third. Big stage 4. Sam Merrick Pierce. So, race 32, it was a win, and the 4th of the afternoon for number 29, Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards. Second place, number 191, Trevor Heath and Sam Heath. Third place, number 12, Neil Owen and Jason Farwell. Fourth place, number 18, Mick Stace and Carl Pugh. Fifth place, number 68, Dan Berwick and Mark Hopkins. And sixth place, number 151, Jeff Measer and Ashley Williams. And the winning time, 1 minute 23.72. 1 minute 23.72. Very close to Rob Wilson's time. Race 33. The penultimate race of the Masters qualifying competition. We know that George Penfold hasn't been out all day. We also think that Steph Blythe has pulled out too. So that leaves us with Andrew and Michelle Minard. Thomas and Dylan Newton still chasing their first win at the moment. Tom Marvell and Bradley Atkinson, who didn't finish in their last ride, so they're desperate for points here. And Simon Heal and Tom Smith as well, who have been scoring steadily but really could do with a win here. So a few crews after some points in this one. There's only 4 in it, so if they keep going, they will score at least 3 points. That could be very helpful. We've got another phone that's been handed in here. If you can come and tell us, if you just check if your phone's gone missing and you come and tell us what it looks like, we'll hand it to you. Check if you've got your phone, because we've got another one handed in. go up, and it's a great start from Thomas and Dylan Newton. Andrew and Michelle Minard are in second, but Simon Hill goes past them going into the turn. So, at last, Thomas and Dylan Newton get themselves in front. They've been waiting to get themselves in front all day. In that second place, Tom Marvell's going to come round the outside of Andrew Minard going up into the banking. So, fairly spread out in this front. Great to see a young crew doing so well. Several seasons riding in the old and new sidecar class. I think Dylan started riding those when he was 14 and still very young. Both of these lads are very young, but looking very, very smooth, as you can see. Really smooth riders. One more lap to go for Thomas and Dylan Newton. 5 points, I'm sure. So the checker flag being made ready. It's going to be the first win of the afternoon for number 69. Simon Hill will collect second place. Tom Marvell third. And Andrew and Michelle Minard fourth. So the results of race 33. It was a win for number 69, Thomas and Dylan Newton. Second place, number 16, Simon Hill and Tom Smith. Third place, number 33, Tom Marvell and Bradley Atkinson. And fourth place, number 19, Andrew and Michelle Minard. 1 minute 26.38 was the time it took to complete the race. 1 minute 26.38. And I would say that will get Thomas and Dylan smoothly into the kite haulage British Masters. We will have confirmation soon, but 3 seconds and a win should be good enough. So race 34, the final qualification race for the sidecars. Number 15, Matthew Marola and Andy Wilson, they've had a win, a second and a third. Whoever's phone it is in here is now going off. Clint Blundell and Jordan Smith had a brilliant third ride, winning of course. Joe Sturtridge has had 2 good rides. He's well in amongst the points as well. Anthony Sales has been making very good starts, but seems to fade as the race goes on. He really did struggle when it got slippery earlier on, so definitely capable of getting in amongst it here, Anthony Sales. And Pete Shaw as well has been scoring some points too, so another unpredictable race to finish off here, the qualification part of the meeting. And after this we turn our attention to the semi-finals and finals, and that's where we start to find the British Masters Qualifier champions. We'll know the 12 solos and the 10 sidecars going to Swingfield. Again, Anthony Sales has made a brilliant start off the outside. It's Clint Blundell who follows him in and takes over him going into that turn. So it's Clint Blundell who leads once again. Matthew Marola finds himself in third and Joe Sturtridge is at the back. Number 6. Anthony Sales in that second. Matthew Marola's got to try and get past him. He's going to try and go round him into the banking. He's gone very wide and gone past him into the turn. So Matthew Marola takes up that second place. Anthony Sales is in the third. Pete Shaw at the moment is keeping Joe Sturtridge at bay in that fourth place. But Clint Blundell and Jordan Smith looking absolutely brilliant. They won that last race. And Matthew Murray and Andy Wilson, I think, will be happy to just sit in that second place, pick up the 5 points, know that they've made their way comfortably into the Masters. Disappointing to see Joe Sturtridge at the back. He started the day so well, he'll still be in amongst the points, but we will only collect 2 points here if he stays in that position. So at the front, the checker flag made ready for the second time this afternoon. Clint Blundell and Jordan Smith. Second place goes to Matt Fumarola. Very close on the line, I wouldn't want to split them. So the results of race 34, it was a win for number 10, Clint Blundell and Jordan Smith. Second place, number 15, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. Third place, number 778, Anthony Sales and Lewis Davies. Fourth place, number 375, Pete Shaw and Stephen Russell. And fifth place, number 13, Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin. The winner's time, 1 minute 27.81. 1 minute 27.81. So that concludes the fourth leg rides for the British Masters Qualifier. So, first semi-final then for the solos. And things change a little bit now. We've got the qualifiers for the Masters. It's now all about the British Masters Qualifier champion. Charlie Powell is the reigning British Masters Qualifier champion. And he goes in this semi-final, yet to be beaten, of course. We've got no Mitch Godden in this one, so we're only expecting 7 riders. I can see that there are 7 riders on the line. Adam Filmer seems to have a problem out on the outside on gate 8. Not sure what the issue is, but definitely not happy with something on the outside. Adam Filmer is actually walking back to the pit, so no idea what's happened there. So the winner of the meeting will be decided on points overall. So they're still scoring points at this stage in the meeting. The winner of the meeting will be the rider who has scored the most points in all 6 of their rides. So the 4 point scoring rides they've had already will be added to the semi-finals, and then that will be added to the final, and then the rider who has scored the most points overall will be the British Masters Qualifier champion for 2021. So away we go, and it is Charlie Powell once again who leads. Stuart Mears is there in second. Robbie McDonald goes up the inside of Charlie Powell and Stuart Mears. Gareth Hickman has found his way in the third. So lots of chopping and changing in the first turn, but it is Charlie Powell once again out in front, just like he's been the whole day. Rodney McDonald is in that second place. And Gareth Hickman in that third. Probably the best ride Gareth Hickman's had for quite some years. He's been going really well here. Comfortable in that turn, but Charlie Powell really has turned on the style here this afternoon. Has won all of his rides in relative ease. Takes the last lap flag. It's difficult to see who's going to catch him, really. So around the last turn comes number 92, Charlie Powell. Heads to the checker flag, he takes the win. Second place to number 14, Rodney McDonald. Gareth Hickman third, Stuart Mears fourth, Luke Harrison in, and James Peters finishes in 6th. So the results of race 35, it was a win for number 92, Charlie Powell. Second place, number 14, Rodney McDonald. Third place, number 17, Gareth Hickman. Fourth place, number 41, Stuart Mears. Fifth place, number 2, Luke Harris. And 6th place, number 45, James Peters. The winning time, 1 minute 11.18. 1:11.18. So those points scored are added to the points they've got already. Really is getting difficult to look past Charlie Powell, barring any disasters here, really. He's definitely got almost 1 hand and a half, I think, on the trophy. So race 36, the second semi-final for the solos. They come to the line. Jake Mulford has been going well in the last two rides. He comes up gate 1 this time as the tapes go up. And it is Jake Mulford and Daniel Winterton. Mulford's been clamped down on that inside line. It's a close first turn. Jake Mulford has got himself in front, but it looks like Mark Giles has gone right round the outside. A brilliant ride by Mark Giles to take the lead off that first bend. Daniel Winterton now comes up into that second place to put Jake Mulford under pressure. Mulford's gone up between the two of them, and he's taken the lead at the end of the first lap. So Jake Mulford is pushing last mile. Well, Steve, it's very patchy in that turn. You can see the bike trying to back, but Mark Giles narrowly leads at the moment from Jake Mulford. Daniel Winterton dropped off a little bit in that third, and he now comes under pressure from Bob Dolman for that third place. So at the front, the last lap flag's made ready, and Mark Giles, a brilliant ride here from him to lead Jake Mulford. But Mulford's very quick on that inside side. He can't quite get the power on quick enough though, and Mark Giles speeds off down that back straight. Daniel Winterton's under all sorts of pressure for that third once again from Bob Dolman. It looks like Jake Mulford's now backed off and left Mark Giles to go, and it's going to be a comfortable semi-final victory for number 26 Mark Giles. Jake Mulford second, Alonso is third. So the results of race 36, it was a win for number 26, Mark Giles. Second place, number 72, Jake Mulford. Third place, number 12, Daniel Winterton. Fourth place, number 16, Bob Dolman. Fifth place, number 7, Andrew Whittaker. And sixth place, the only other finisher there, number 19, Dave Mears. The winner's time, 1 minute 11.53, 1:11.53. And that is the second win, I think, for Mark Giles, so he's well in amongst the points now. Good ride by Mark Giles. So, race 37 we look forward to, and it is the right-hand sidecar first semi-final, sponsored by Ryan Partridge. Number 29, Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards coming out onto the circuit first. They have been the crew to beat so far. 4 wins out of 4 for Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards. Now, we don't think we're going to see number 69, Thomas and Dylan Newton. I think they've got a fairly major problem with their Suzuki machine. I'm hoping I'm proved wrong, but that did seem to be what was the case for Thomas and Dylan. They have, of course, qualified for their first British Masters, coming fourth in the qualifying section of the meeting. So we've got 4 outfits at the moment. We're waiting for Joe Mogg and Jake Cutler at the moment. Don't seem to be on the circuit. So the outfits are being called into line. So it does look like we're running with just the 4 here. No Joe Mogg and no Thomas Newton. We knew that Thomas Newton had a problem. I think he does have the other app. I can see Joe Mogg and Jake Cutler actually at the pit box without a bike. So no idea what's gone on there. And Jake's just taken his helmet off, so that's not looking very hopeful at all. So the tapes go up, and it's Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards that lead once again down that back straight and into the first turn. Matthew Marola and Andy Wilson tuck into that second. Joe Sturtridge is in third. Billy Winterburn and Ryan Walton are the outfit in fourth place. This afternoon he's gone really wide up into that banking, Tom Coster. He obviously wants to make a big corner out of it, keep that speed on. It's definitely worked because he's very quick down the back straight. Looking very good here. Always seems to have something that doesn't quite work out at the Masters, he's certainly got the capabilities to push into that top 6. He'll be hoping for a top 6 finish this year. Matthew Moder and Andrew second, they'll be So round the bend for the last time, Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards, they've been absolutely flying. Take the win in their semi-final. Andy Wilson finished second. And Billy Windsor van fourth. So race 37, the right-hand sidecar, first semi-final, sponsored by Ryan Partridge. It was a win for number 29, Tom Coster and Wayne Rickards. Second place, number 15, Matthew Marola and Andy Wilson. Third place, number 13, Joe Sturtridge and Sean Hoskin. And fourth place, number 94, Billy Winterburn and Ryan Wharton. 1 minute 22.66 was the time for Tom Coster, 1 minute 22.66. And we move to race 38, the second semi-final for the right-hand sidecars. And I can already see that we've got 5 of our outfits on the circuit. We haven't heard that some of them aren't coming to the line. There is one that we're waiting for at the moment. I believe it's Trevor Heath that's not on the circuit at the moment. Here he comes. So we have got all 6 outfits for second semi-final. That's good to news. That's good news. Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders have been very impressive in 3 of their 4 rides. One of the rides there was some sort of problem, didn't even come to the line, but when they have been there they've been comfortable winners. Clint Blondell and Jordan Smith have been going very well at the latter stages of this meeting, actually qualified for the Masters second. They were second qualifier, so a really good day for the Guernsey man. I wonder if he can give Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders something to think about here in this semi-final. So here we go, it is Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders once again who lead into the turn. It's Trevor Heath who's gone in there after him. Ian Leamies has gone very quick around the outside, and Clint Blondell's actually stuck him out there as well. Clint Blondell third. Neil Owen comes up the inside of Clint Blondell into the banking. He takes over that third, but Clint Blondell's going to be fast off the banking. So Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders, this is how all of their races have gone. Bar that one where they didn't get started, they've been very, very quick. Neil Owen seems to have established himself in that third. In fact, he's got right onto the back wheel of Trevor Heath as he comes around that banking as well. So the last lap flag being made ready for Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders, but my eyes are drawn to that battle for second. They are looking very quick in that third place. Once again they go very wide into the banking. They'll drop down the banking and hope for a bit of speed down the back straight. They are quick down that back straight, but not quick enough. Trevor Heath's got enough at the moment to hold on to that second. Round the bend they come then. It will be Rob Wilson and Neil Owen. This one's out fourth. Ian Leamies finishes in 5th, and we seem to have lost our 6th place. Simon Heel and Tom Smith in the middle of the circuit, not completing race distance. So the results of race 38, the right-hand sidecar second semi-final. It was a win for number 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. Second place, number 191, Trevor and Sam Heath. Third place, number 12, Neil Owen and Jason Farwell. Fourth place, number 10, Clint Blondell and Jordan Smith. And 5th place, number 183, Ian Leamies and Paul Phillips. No 6th finisher. The winner's time is 1 minute 23.72. 1 minute 23.72. So you can see quite a bit slower
than Tom Cossa. So that could be interesting when we get to that final in a moment. So we move away from the Masters Qualifier for a moment. We go back to the left-hand sidecar support, sponsored by Bob Ruffle Videos. Now it says at the top of your programme, the fastest left-hand race of the day will receive £50 prize money. Sponsored by the Hawkenbury Inn and TP Drainage and Groundwork. Peter Duke has also sponsored £50 prize to the fastest left-hand sidecar, and G Baker Roofing has sponsored £20 extra to each left-hand finalist. So plenty of financial rewards on offer here in this final. Tommy Penfold and William Naden are the top scorers, but it really hasn't been very clear. They're the only crew who have had 2 wins. Everyone else has been squabbling over victories and seconds and all sorts of things. It really is wide open, this one. Jim Penfold and Danny Hill, they're the second qualifiers. Jim actually, I was told, in his 70s, Jim Penfold, and it's his grandson who's on the back of him. Tony Penfold, number 14, with Ryan Barker, had some good rides as well. Rob Heath and Kyle Fish, the British champions. Martin Cuff and Colin Clark, they're right on the outside here on gate 6. And Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge also, who have been starting very well. So it really is anyone's, this one. As soon as this is up, we can tell you who the finalists are for the 500 solos and the 1000 sidecars. But first of all, we need to turn our attention to this left-hand sidecar final. So away they go, and it is Rob Heath and Kyle Fish who have made a brilliant start just when it matters. They lead in the third. Rob Penfold up the inside. Jim Penfold's in that third, and Tommy Penfold's in fourth with lots of work to do. Tony Penfold's in the 5th place, and Martin Cuff right at the back. So Rob Heath and Kyle Fish, they've got themselves away here. All day long when they've made the start, they've been very difficult to overtake, and they're going to do the same, I think, in this one. They've got themselves in front. They're going to make it very difficult for anyone to try to get past them. At the moment, going on to that third, fourth, and 5th between all of the Penfold. Jim Penfold goes off the line, and Tony Penfold comes up the inside and chases after Josh Penfold. And now Jim Penfold's gone all the way back to 5th. So, not a good turn for Jim Penfold and Danny Hill. But at the front, Rob Heath and Kyle Fish leading the way. A champion display here by Rob Heath and Kyle Fish. Josh Penfold holding on to that second, and Tony Penfold slides up the inside of him. And he takes over that second place from Josh Penfold, but Josh is coming back in on the outside. It's close to that second place at the moment. Tony Penfold now goes into the second, and Josh Penfold's got to be careful because he might lose the third as well if he's not careful to Tommy. But it's Rob Heath and Kyle Fish that take the win. Tony Penfold just clings on to second place. Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge third. Tommy Penfold and William Naden fourth. Jim Penfold fifth, and Martin Cuff sixth. So give them a round of applause as they come past us. Some brilliant racing. I thought they were coming round. It looks like Tony Penfold's changed his mind. Brilliant racing in the left-hand sidecars, completely unpredictable. But a win for our British champion, Rob Heath and Kyle Fish. So, race 39, the left-hand sidecar, sponsored by Bob Ruffle Videos. It was a win for number 18, Rob Heath and Kyle Fish. Second place, number 14, Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker. Third place, number 16, Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge. Fourth place, number 96, Tommy Penfold and William Naden. Fifth place, number 124, Jim Penfold and Danny Hill. And sixth place, number 128, Martin Cuff and Colin Clark. The winning time, 1 minute 22.25, 1 minute 22.25. We will be with you very soon with the finalists. The last 2 races of the day. It'll be the second time he's won it as well. He's defending the title. But some of the names that have won this title in the past: James Shanes, Charlie's won it twice himself before. Jamie Rogers has won this before. Tom Perry, Richard Hall, Tim Nobes, Trevor Banks, Chris Harris, Richard Hall, Paul Fry,
Jason Handley, Scott Nichols, Mark Lorham, Glenn Cunningham, Calvin Tatum won this in 1993. Joe Screen, Steve Schofield, Simon Cross, Jeremy Doncaster, Bob Dolman in 1983, interestingly. On this final, and it's Jake Mulford that's made a really good start. So Jake Mulford leads into the first side of him though as they go into the turn. Jake Mulford's very determined. We've got a 4 going into the turn. Mark Giles has fallen off the machine going into that first turn. The red flags are out. The race is stopped. The race is stopped here because we've got a problem for Mark Giles. Back going with this 500 solo final, and it's Jake Mulford once again who makes an excellent start. Rounded by Charlie Powell going into that turn, and he's gone very tight. It's Jake Mulford and Charlie Powell. Jake Mulford's gone round the outside of Charlie Powell and leads on that back straight. Daniel Winterton's in that 3rd place and Bob Dolman's in 4th. So Jake Mulford this time's got himself comfortably in front. Charlie Powell looks quick on that outside line though. For the first time today then, Charlie Powell finds himself in 2nd place. Going into that loop, a bit of a rough ride on the outside, Charlie Powell. He's lifting and bucking as he goes around the turn. Bob Dolman seems to have problems at the back, and he pulls up, but Jake Mulford, number 72, looking good in this final. He takes the last lap flag. Charlie Powell is in that 2nd place. That'll do for Charlie Powell. That will confirm him as the winner of the meeting because he's won all of his races so far, and that 2nd place is not enough to see him as the winner. So round they come for this last time. It's Jake Mulford who takes the win, Charlie Powell in 2nd, Daniel Winterton finishes 3rd, Gareth Hickmott will finish 4th, 5th place to Rodney McDonald. So give them a round of applause when they get round over here. Brilliant ride by Jake Mulford in the final. The first man to beat Charlie Powell all day. And that's an achievement in itself today because Charlie Powell's been absolutely flying. But the official result of the solo final was a win for number 72, Jake Mulford. 2nd place, number 92, Charlie Powell. 3rd place, number 12, Daniel Winterton. 4th place, number 17, Gareth Hickmott. 5th place, number 14, Rodney McDonald, and 6th place, number 16, Bob Dolman. 109.28 was Jake's winning time. That does mean that Charlie Powell successfully defends his British Masters Qualifier Championship. He is today's winner. Jake Mulford with that win confirms 2nd place overall, and Daniel Winterton is our 3rd place rider in the solos. So well done to those riders. We will see them up on the podium about 15 minutes after the next race, the Sidecar final. And we've got a similar situation with Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards unbeaten in 5 rides. Lots and lots of points, so it's going to be difficult to stop them. At the moment, Rob Wilson is in 2nd place and he's had 4 wins, so he's on 28 points. So I don't actually think that Tom Cosser can be beaten here at this point. The race is sponsored by Aberset Plumbing and Heating. And if you try and tell some of this lot that they don't need to win the race, well, I'm not sure how it will go down. They'll all want to win it. They'll all want to stamp their mark. They'll all want to join the illustrious list of winners of the Masters Qualifier. So I can see Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards have opted for that inside gate once again, right on gate 1. That's where they came out of in the semi-final too. And Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders have gone the opposite way. They're on gate 6 on the outside. In fact, that might be gate 5 because it looks like we've only got 5 out. We've got no Thomas and Dylan Newton. So we've got a real tragic story here. Trevor Heath, who rode so well in that semi-final, he was actually 7th qualifier for this final. And he was actually 11th overall as well. So he just missed out on the automatic qualification for the Masters and then just missed out on this final as well. But he's been going very well, Trevor, but really has been an early man today. And it was all on count back too, my lap score is telling me. So not sure how he's going to feel about all of that really. So here we go, the big sidecar final. Takes to up and away they go, and Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders have leapt off that start line. Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards are in that second, and Matt Fumarola's in third. So Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders, they'll want to control the race from here. They turn the bike hard in the middle of the corner. Tom Cosser's into the turn they go. Tom Cosser's going to try and start on the side, but it's narrowly Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders who lead. Tom Cosser's very quick off the bank and he chases Rob Wilson down that back straight. Into the top turn they go then. Rob Wilson still leading. Tom Cosser's opted for the outside line this time. He goes much, much deeper into the corner. Rob Wilson's on the inside. It's a brilliant final from the sidecars. Tom Cosser now sweeps past Rob Wilson and leads down the banking. It's brilliant ride by Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards. They had to go right round the outside of Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. And now they start to disappear and put a gap between themselves and Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. But at the front, a brilliant ride by Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards. They were not going to be defeated in this final. They swept round the outside of Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders in a move that was about a lap from the checker flags made ready. It's been a perfect day. Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards, we are our British Masters Qualifier champions once again. Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders second, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson third, Clint Blundell and Jordan Smith fourth, and Neil Owen and Jason Farwell will finish fifth. So a brilliant performance by Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards. What can you say? 6 wins out of 6 in amongst this sort of company. They were absolutely determined to win every single race. And it looked like Rob Wilson was going to give them something really to think about in this final. And think about it, they did. Swept round the outside. Give them a round of applause as they come past. A brilliant performance by Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards. 3 times British Masters Qualifier champions. Who knows, will they go on and do the big one on the 12th of September? It's another Masters for Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders to attend this year. I think that takes him up to 35 British Masters finals now when he goes down to Swingfield on the 12th. Great result from Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. Clint Blundell and Jordan Smith must be delighted to be second scorers going into that final too. So the official result of the right-hand sidecar final, it was a win for number 29, Tom Cosser and Wayne Rickards. Second place, number 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. Third place, number 15, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. Fourth place, number 10, Clint Blundell and Jordan Smith. Fifth place, number 12, Neil Owen and Jason Farwell. And the winning time, 1 minute 22.19, 1:22.19.
Right, welcome to the first presentation of 2021, I think. Apart from last week, apparently. Apart from last week. Oh well. Yeah, it's the second presentation. Brilliant. Thanks for coming. It's great to see so many people all socially distancing. A couple of masks on as well. Obviously what this was the first ACU championship event since 2019. We've been starved of championship events. It's been amazing
to see the GTSA Club once again putting on a brilliant event for us. The ACU are obviously grateful of all the clubs in the country, but GTSA, they ran the Masters in 2019, ran this in 2021. So before we get going, can we give all these guys in GTSA a massive round of applause for all the hard work, all the dedication. Okay, so we're going to start off with the left-hand sidecars. It wouldn't be GTSA without left-hand sidecars. They were probably the most open class of the day, with about 6 different winners. In third place, glad to see this crew up here, Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge.
There's no shaking hands or hugging either. No hugs or kisses. You're allowed to hug? No kissing.
In second place, in the left-hand sidecars, Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker.
Dirty, Ryan.
Oh, we have a little program left in.
Oh, of course you did, yeah.
Yes, shake them up.
And our left-hand sidecar winners today, the British champions, Rob Heath and Kyle Fish.
Better do the right thing, don't I?
You need a fan.
It's a long way up, that one.
Thank you very much.
So I will just get a word with these riders quickly, because we haven't done this for such a long time. I have put the mask on now. Josh, first of all, obviously pleased to be on the rostrum and had some brilliant starts today, so you must have been delighted with how it went.
Yeah, it's my second time, so just experience really, and it's just, yeah, I'd like to get out there.
And obviously with a surname like yours, there's a bit of expectation.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm just, like I say, just happy to be out here really.
Brilliant stuff. Well done, Josh. Josh Penfold and Dan Woodbridge. You've been doing this a long time, these rostrums. Tony Penfold, you had a brilliant heat win, but it was a bit up and down all over the place. You spat him off once. You couldn't have done it much more harder.
No, it's trouble with the little single. It's hard. It's a little bit hard work with a little bit of vibration and chucking you about, and you've got to ride it hard. So yeah, it was good though. Enjoyed herself. Tried chasing Rob in the final, but he was too far in front.
Cool. Cheers, Char. Tony Penfold and Ryan Barker, second place. Crikey. So, Rob, British champion, and did it when it mattered?
Yeah, it was a difficult day. Really good track. I'd like to thank the GTSA for inviting us left-handers here today. Really good track. Will always puts on a good track, so I'd like to thank him for that. Yeah, we had a good result. Just 2 different Penfolds on the rostrum with us again. I'm always surrounded by the Penfolds. So, no, it was a good day's racing, and well done to everyone.
Yeah, well done to everyone. And Kyle, just a quick word with you as well. Obviously, there always is a bit of pressure being British champions, but you're obviously in good form. Looking forward to Ledbury.
Yeah. We seem to, when we have a bit of a bad day, we seem to pull it off right in the last minute, and yeah, it works. So, good day, yeah.
Ideal. Well, Rob Heath and Kyle Fish, today's winners. Oh, that's fairly sedate. I got out of the way. I thought there was going to be champagne everywhere. No, that's it. Left-handers, they want to drink. So, now we move on to the 500cc solos. A really wide open class today. Obviously, we've got our 12 riders that have gone through to the Masters that will take place in September, and that was sort of objective number 1 for all these boys, but we've got some very quick boys in that final. But in third place, another good performance, Daniel Winterton.
Then you can rub masks either.
And second place in the solos, he won the final, Jake Mulford. And today's winner, he's won it before, he defended his title today. He'd probably prefer to not have to do it, if truth be told. Charlie Powell! So Dan, another Masters qualifier, another Masters to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm glad to say it'll be my 20th Masters. Should have bloody won it by now, really, shouldn't I? But no, I'm dead pleased. I've been riding Grasstrack now 31 years. I've had 1 season off in all that lot. Got through to my 20th Masters. Yeah, the war horse from the north's come back again, so it's one of them. Yeah, I'm over the moon. And also, I'd like to say a big thank you to the GTSA Club. They've done very well, get this meeting through today. Well presented, good on you. I know what it is to run grass track meetings like this. A lot of work involved, so good on you all.
Yeah, absolutely. So third place today, Daniel Winterton. Jake, second place, but obviously won the final, so must be pleased with the way it ended.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good confidence boost to like the next meeting and the Masters. So yeah, it's really good.
And obviously you got this will be your first Masters, so obviously you're looking forward to getting in amongst the big boys.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's definitely a next step up. So just carry it on.
Excellent. Well, give him a round of applause, Jake Mulford. Charlie, well, you had to do the qualifier again. You didn't really deserve it after you rode so well at the Masters in 2019. It was just the bike packing up that stopped you from getting in, but good to win it, I'd have thought.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about doing it in the first place. But yeah, no, Jake deserved to win it. He done really well. But yeah, his points all the way through, so that was lucky for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if 5 wins out of 6 is lucky, Charlie, to be honest, but...
No, he was good. Jake deserved to win the final. I missed the start, so... Yeah. But yeah, no, it was a good day. Well done to GTSA for getting it on, and yeah, we'll just go to the Masters and see what happens.
Yeah, the Masters, and obviously your dad's a former Masters champion, and you never know.
Yeah, no, so I keep living in behind him, so let's see how if we can do it one day, that'd be good.
Yeah, excellent. Right, Charlie Powell, winner of the 500 solos.
I don't want to be in this video. Come to me.
She's hiding for the video.
So we move on to the 1000cc sidecars, or the right-hand sidecars is what they call them down here. At the beginning of the day, there was probably about 15 to 20 outfits that realistically could have got in that top 10. We've ended up with a brilliant top 10, an unpredictable top 10, many would think. But there's no doubting we've got a very talented 3 crews that are about to come up here. In third place, Matt Fimarola and Andy Wilson. Love that face mask. Our second place crew, he's heading for another British Masters. I think this makes it 35 British Masters finals for this man and his passenger. Second place today, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders.
Yeah, cheers, dear. Take the matches off once we're here. Is it? Take them off once we're here. Pardon? We'll take these off once we're here. Probably not, I don't know. I'll put it on when I come and speak to you. Okay, I'll put it back on.
And our winning crew, a fabulous display today. They've won this twice before. This is the third time they've won the Masters Qualifier. Tom Crosser and Wayne Rickards.
Come on, old boy. Come on, this one. I've got to help you all.
They're always men of few words, these two, so I'm going to struggle to get a word out of them. So, Matt, obviously job done with qualifying for the Masters. That was primary objective, but you must be delighted with third place.
Yeah, we decided to go with consistency, so we set the bike up that we know we'd get off the line and give us enough speed to get where we wanted to. And then for the semis, we totally changed it, and we actually got a bit more speed, and that's what's got us on the rostrum now. So yeah, really happy.
Yeah, delighted. And Andy, obviously you haven't been in a Masters for a few years, so yeah, it's like you've never been away.
No, it's been a while, but it's just so good to be back. You know, it's good to be part of the team again. It's just everything seems to be clicking, and it's been a really challenging track to ride, but it's been fun, and we're in the Masters. That's what we came here to do. So, happy days.
Absolutely, roll on September. Matt Fumarole and Andy Wilson. So, Rob, I think, like I say, I think this is the 35th Masters now. You've won a couple of them as well, so plenty of expectation.
Yeah, to be fair, they're young boys now, aren't they? So I ain't going to... I've had me two, so that's good enough.
Oh, you never know. You absolutely never know, Rob. That's the thing with this sport. But obviously a tough day, and you had the problem in the second heat. What happened in the second heat?
Yeah, I think just a little bit of wiring problems. I mean, Mark's great. He come along and just wiggled the wires and couldn't quite get it going. And then when we went back, for some other reason, we just pulled it apart and away it went. So just unlucky, really. But yeah, we qualified, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, another Masters. Terry, at some point, he's going to give you the outfit, but he keeps making the Masters. So while that's happening, I suppose you're still on the back.
Yeah, at the minute I'm on the back. Next year. Next week. Yeah, next week. Yeah, I'm on the bars next week. Yeah, fair play to Rob for giving me that opportunity. So I'll keep it going for him.
Ideal.
I ain't on the back though. I ain't going on the back.
No, what's wrong with you? Second place, Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. I have to step up here. Well, I mean, like I said to Charlie, you'd probably rather not have to be here, but to win it for a third time, I mean, in such great style as well, Tom, you must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think was the difference today? I mean, you managed to come past Rob in the final, and a lot of us didn't see that coming. What do you think it was today that sort of suited you?
I brought my brother along. He set me bike up.
Did he? Okay. And what did he do differently then, do you think?
Not a great deal, to be honest. I mean, we knew the setup here from 2018. We tried a few different things. We went to the front knobbly for the third and fourth heat. We lost a lot of track speed. We referred back to the standard front wheel, if you will. Got all our track speed back, and yeah, that's it really.
Brilliant. And obviously, you've only had 2 meetings this year, and you've had a first here and a second at Bantasia behind Mark, but you weren't too far behind him, so I think a lot of people are thinking it's getting close.
Yeah, we've got a good setup this year. We've been playing with engines for the last few years now. We found a good setup, found a nice engine, so hopefully this has set the precedent.
Hopefully. And Wayne, first meeting of the year, that's not bad, is it?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. I'm making it still. I'll start leaking already.
It's a bit of a stretch to get to you there, and I think Tom was getting a bit uncomfortable, so I won't do that again. Well done, boys. Tom Crosser and Wayne Rickards, our winners. Still no champagne? Good. I think we beat the weather as well. Brilliant. Well done to all of our riders today. I'm sure you all agree they put on a brilliant display of action today. It was a tricky track with the weather. Great job by all of our marshals as well. It really is a good day out at the races. So safe journeys home, everyone, and we will see you next week or somewhere trackside very soon.